Okay, everybody, stay seated. Stay seated. I am going to start talking based on how many people are in the chat. So I'm probably going to wait 5 minutes. Be patient with me, and I'm going to make it worth the wait. Okay? Okay, I'll start talking in 3 more minutes. Please stay in the chat. It'll be worth it, trust me. Two more minutes, guys. Just stay in the chat. I want to make sure everyone is in here, and then I'll start talking. So 2 more minutes. Okay. Okay. I'll start talking. 46 people in here. I will start talking. So, this live stream, I'm going to redo it. I went on live yesterday, but my perfectionist tendencies, it kicked in. Yesterday's live stream, I just felt like it was all over the place. So, actually, not yesterday. I went live last night and I played it back and I was like, absolutely not. Nope. I am a perfectionist. I need to redo this. Okay. So please understand that. Okay. So I've already kind of explained these dynamics. If you've been a long term subscriber of mine's, I've explained this before. I'll actually put it on the screen right here. I'm going to be talking about smear campaigns, and yes, to be explaining the tea behind why I've been dragging this girl for filth by their edges. I'm gonna explain, okay? But let me just take baby steps, okay? So first, I need to explain this pattern that's on my channel. This has been happening to me since I've started my channel. So I've been popping since I've started my channel. And I'm gonna re-explain myself. Typically, I don't pay it any mind, right? I don't pay rumors any mind because I don't know, I just don't care. But people have seemed to forgot like what I have been clocked, okay? Stop freaking out when you see people do videos about me, when they're saying lies about me. This is a pattern that I've been noticed. So 1 month ago on the screen, Okay, we're talking about smear campaigns. I posted 1 month ago. I said a pattern that I noticed from analyzing every last one of my haters on here is that they all started off loving my channel at one point. This is what they told me. But then when I had to set boundaries or block them, they switch overnight and start having a vengeance for me. And then they always get on their platform and suddenly act like they've never agreed with any of my talking points and play dumb. I put hashtag corny, hashtag lame. Okay. This was something that I pointed out 1 month ago because it's a pattern that I frequently notice. And, and I'm saying this because we had another person fall into this cycle that I psychologically pointed out. It's a psychological pattern. It's called a smear campaign. I'm going to explain why people do this. Okay. But yet everybody was freaking out. They were like, are you going to respond? Are you going to respond? You guys need to watch my videos. Okay. Watch my videos. I'm gonna, say this because fine, I have new subscribers. They probably don't know how I get down. I typically ignore what people say about me because this is just a pattern that they always do. Okay. I don't take it seriously because I've never seen a person do a video about me and just genuinely didn't like me. No, their videos about me, it's all based on emotions. It's like you were just a member yesterday. You just liked my channel yesterday, and because I blocked you because I have strong boundaries, they get on their platform and then suddenly play amnesia like they weren't just telling me, oh my gosh, I love your channel. I'm a huge supporter of your channel. So I don't pay nonsense like that seriously. Women are very emotional, and that's an example. Okay. So I just want to explain that because it was way too many people. We had this happen again. This pattern happen again. And it was too many people. Not a single person said, no, Blunt Girlie already addressed this. It's called a smear campaign and people always do this to her. No, everybody was like, respond, 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 respond. I don't respond to that nonsense. Okay? But, yesterday I went on live last night. For whatever reason, my thoughts are just, I don't know. I always feel like chatting at night. That's just how I am. I'm a very deep person at night. So I went on live and explained all of this last night because I'm like, why not? I was in the mood to talk ish. I love a good ish talking session. Okay. So, yeah. But I felt like it was all over the place. It was random. It was last minute. And actually, let me actually post. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, so I had asked on my community tab yesterday. I said, guys, I want to go on live. What should I talk about? And they were like, girl, address the backlash. And I was like, okay, fine. So I did. But I'm going to redo it because my perfectionist tendencies kicked in. Okay. So I'm just setting the record straight. Every video that you have seen of me online, the person once loved my channel. They're doing a smear campaign, intentionally trying to twist my words and, twist my rhetoric because they're simply hurt because I blocked them. It's called a narcissistic injury, you guys. Look it up. A narcissistic injury is when the person gets rejected, scorned, hurt, and then they retaliate. Okay? One of the main ways that they retaliate is they do smear campaigns. So I try not to pay it any mind, but a lot of people seem to be having amnesia. So I'm glad I explained the dynamics with that because, yeah, it's inauthentic. You're not doing this video authentically. You're doing this video because you're hurt. Okay? Think of it as when everybody has had a crazy lingering ex that tried to do this, that tried to damage their reputation. That's exactly what smear campaigns are. It's parasocial relationships. So a lot of people, I know I come off like your homegirl, I come off like your friend. They develop these parasocial relationships with me. And, I have strong boundaries. And if I have to block these people that get out of line, That's typically what they do. That's the pattern that they always do. Okay? I've never seen a person genuinely, I've only seen one man do a video about me where he was disagreeing with me and it was genuine. I've seen all the videos about me. And even the people that talk mess about me, I'll see them in the comment sections. I'm like, girl, you was just on my page. You're just mad because I blocked you. So that's typically what haters do. If you see people talk mess about me, they once loved my page and they're mad because I blocked them. So somebody said, why did you block her? So yeah, we're going to be talking about EU in this live stream. Okay. I'm going to be giving you guys a story time, a specific story time of what I'm talking about here. Okay. EU is not the first person to do this. She will not be the last person to do this. Okay. People have always done this. One lady, I'll give one example. It was when I was new. Okay. She loved my channel. She told me she loved my channel. I had to block her because she got out of line. And then ever since, the lady had a vengeance for me. And I noticed that the more I ignore these people, the worse the vengeance gets. Okay. So what they do is they create lies. I've had all types of lies created on me in the past. That's why I've trained myself to not pay it any mind. Okay. I've had people like, nobody knows anything about me. So there's a fun fact. I actually don't really give information out about me. I'm a very mysterious person. I've seen people lie and say that I smoke blunts. I've seen this one girl try to say that I was a single baby mama. Some people tried to say that I was a white woman. Like the lies, because they're hurt because I blocked them. This is normal behavior, you guys. It's don't be alarmed. I'm just setting the record straight. So that way when someone does this in the future, you guys don't panic and go, "We need to see her side of the story." No, I'm telling you right now, everyone that does a video on me, this is typically the dynamics of why they're doing it, okay? It's hurt feelings motivated behind those videos, okay? And the lies that they tell me. So stay tuned. Yes, oh yes, I name dropped her, and I'm going to be telling you guys the story. So the more I ignore these people, the worse the lies get. They do anything to try to get my attention, and that's exactly what EU was doing. Okay, so I'm actually going to start talking about EU right now, okay? I'm going to start talking about EU right now. And I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to give you an example of how smear campaigns tend to get started because there's one on me right now. And I'll use this as a teaching lesson, but also it's going to be tea. Okay, I'm going to reel you all the way back. Okay, I'm going to give you my point of view. So she said her side, I said my side, and there's the truth. Okay? Whenever people get on their platforms and expose people, that's not the truth. That's their side. Some people are delusional. They're mentally ill. They're interpreting things wrong. So you can't write what the person is saying off as the truth. Hey, maybe what I'm saying, even what I'm saying is just my perspective. So you guys need to understand that too. Okay? I'm just trying to school you guys. So I'm going to start it all the way back from when I first discovered her channel. I remember when I first discovered her channel, this was maybe like, I don't even know, a year or two ago. And I don't even I'm in a whole different like place, area. My life has completely transformed. So my life was pretty when I first discovered her channel. But she popped up on my timeline. Okay. And I'm not interested in smearing her. I tell the truth. Okay. She popped up on my timeline, and I am very attracted to controversial people. I don't know why. Like all of the people that I like to watch, they're controversial. They go against the grain. I think because like attracts like. Like that's kind of how my personality is. I'm a very contrarian person. Okay? Hold on. I'm trying to think what background. So I think one of her videos popped up and she was just calling out like the hypocrisy. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Can you turn it off? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay. So EU's video popped up on my timeline. This is when I first discovered her channel. And I think she was just calling out the hypocrisy in the Black community when it comes to MLS people. And during this climate, these are things that I actually noticed too. So at that time in my life, this was also when I was like just fixated on examining Black people and Black women especially, and I just noticed like little hypocritical areas that we could fix in real life. I would be examining these. And you can even go all the way back. I used to talk about this a lot. Actually, my first video on my page was me just calling out, like, she tends to do that a lot, like call Black women out on certain things. And so I like the fact that I didn't see that before. I guess I had read that her channel, it's for like what MLS people or whatever, right? And I've never seen a channel like that because all I was used to seeing was the dark skinned girls had the channels and they would like try to basically, at that time, it just became so radical. So they would like unfairly try to silence anyone else that was dark skinned. I did not like seeing that basically. And I was like, oh shoot, I've never seen what a light skinned person, find their voice. And, it was just different. And that's the thing I wanted to explain about myself. So people be trying to clock what channels that I be on. I don't know why people feel so territorial over me. Like it's not that serious. So a lot of people feel territorial about what channels that I watch. I am a very curious and intelligent person. So I'm in all spaces, right? So this was around the time where I started my YouTube channel. And I'm in all spaces. I am exploring everyone's channel, and that was my issue. Okay, that's a lesson that I'm learning now is I was actually too nice. So I would support everyone that was supporting me. But then I noticed that some Black women, they tend to act like territorial over me. And you had some like weirdo women, they would like try to screenshot the communities that I'd be in. Like, I guess one time, apparently, I didn't even know this was like a Hebrew Israelite channel, and she tried to screenshot me and be like, Blunt Girly aligns herself with Hebrew Israelites. And when I first came on YouTube, I said, you cannot put me in a box. They tried to do that when I first came on YouTube. Everybody tried to give me labels. Okay. I'm going to be everywhere. It's been so many times where I've been in random communities, random spaces, and I bumped into my subscribers and they were like, hey, I watch your channel. I love your channel. Yes, I'm in all spaces. You might catch me, I don't know, under the comment section, I don't know, of a red pill channel, a feminist channel. I'm in every channel. But, that was just the weird thing that was happening. So let's see. Oops. Back to EU, her channel. Okay. I was leaving comments. This was around this time where it was just her. There was no other EU's Minions channels. There was no other channels like that. Okay. It was just her channel. We never seen what anyone else looked like. So EU's channel was all about the plight of fine women and MLS women, I guess. So it was just interesting. I was over there because I'm like, oh, this is really different. This is interesting, you know? And sometimes she would be accurately clocking the tea. So yeah, the way they would describe themselves, so I respected it from the outside. I'm Black. You guys know I'm blickety black. I don't care if they want to, I don't know. See, and that's the thing with her. She heard that when I first came on YouTube, I've always had that I'm Black, I'm proud type of energy. So she just immediately put me in the, oh, she's unambiguous box. I mean, whatever. I don't really care. That was a label that y'all gave me, I guess. I don't really care. I'm Black. Like, I'm not trying to run away from my Blackness, how they are. Okay. So I'm like, whatever. Yeah, I'm black. I'm chocolate. I'm proud. This was just a space that I was observing from the outside looking in, and I was respectful because she would always say, "Oh, this is a space for MLS people," and people who were not MLS or whatever her rules are, they would constantly like get mad, and I'm like, well, yeah, like I'm in all spaces that might not be for me, so I respected the space. I would leave comments here and there. Some of the videos she they would all talk. Okay, let me talk about the downfall of the channel. Okay, the downfall was when EU started telling everybody to create their own channels. Okay, that was the downfall because before they all created their own channels, we thought that they were mixed people that were all tens. That's how they would talk about themselves. So they started creating their channels and exposing what they looked like. And this was like when I was like what 6 months into the channel, and I've already I got Blunt Girly started, and then people they see me under her channel. Oh, and that's another thing. She was also on my channel. Okay, I was on her channel. Her community was on my channel. We were actively like supporting each other's channels. Me and EU are not friends outside of YouTube. You guys developed this weird parasocial thing between us, and you guys were the ones that tried to force, oh, they're best friends, they're friends. And you guys are always aligning me and her together simply because I was commenting on her channel and she was commenting on mine. No, we were not friends outside of the app. Okay. So, okay, where am I at? So, I am a very loyal person. The weird stuff that EU be on, falling out with people every 5 seconds, can't keep a friend to save her life, can't keep a man to save her life. Yeah, I don't do stuff like that. When I'm with you, I'm with you. So we were not friends outside of the app, but if I'm like obviously supporting your channel and building this public reputation, like I'm always under her channel, I'm not going to quickly turn on you with the public. I'm not wishy-washy and fake. Okay, so I say that to say this is when controversy started around EU's channel. And I noticed these things too. I just kept quiet because I'm not going to be the one. I'm not a clout chaser. I'm not like going to hop on the bandwagon. So the controversy started with EU's channel when EU was telling people to make their own channels. Okay, so they started making their own channels, and then the problem started when they all started revealing themselves. Okay, when they all started revealing themselves, photos of themselves, what did we see? We seen women who looked phenotypically like black women, but before the facade, they were saying that they were biracial, mixed race, mixed passing, mixed looking tens. They're stunning. They're so pretty. And everybody was clocking that, right? You can even go check the blogs. I stayed silent because that's just how I am. I am not some messy chick happy to go on the internet to I stayed silent through it all when everybody was like, you guys are delusional. Did I agree with the public in my head? Of course. But, once they started revealing themselves, I thought to myself, I was like, oh my goodness, this is like elementary all over again. Because in elementary school, I was surrounded by black people that did not want to be black. And it's like they were hanging on to every crumb of otherness. So, if some of them were just making up lies, right? They swore they looked light skinned. They swore they looked biracial, or they swore they were biracial. You remember, like, oh, I'm not, I'm Indian and black. You remember that era, right? I'm like, oh, that's happening all over again. Okay. And then I didn't really think too much of it though, because during this time, I still felt like EU was doing a great job at accurately kind of at that time, like clocking Black women and the behaviors that we need to correct. And that was kind of like also a topic that I was fixated on. So I was just overlooking all of that, trying to stay silent. Like if you read the blogs, they have said blunt girly, she's not speaking up because all the public was like, you guys are delusional. You guys do not look mixed. You guys look Black. And I didn't say anything because I'm a loyal person. Okay. If I'm all up on your channel, I'm not going to be doing all of that. So, I was silent this whole entire time. Okay. And whatever, if they want to be delusional, if they want to bleach their skin, I'm not really the type of person to get angry at everything. And I'm like, I mean, I guess that's their prerogative. I didn't have nothing to say about that. Do I agree with that in my life? No, I like being chocolate and I'm Black and proud. But I think we were all kind of like picking up on the delusions here. Okay. Somebody said that comes from censoring whiteness. Yeah, if you notice, they're all kind of like suburban white women. I'm sorry. They're suburban Black women that grew up around white people. So I lived in the white community too. And I knew women like that were Black as ever and just completely in denial of their Blackness. So, I was just put in a hard place because I seen the way the public turned on them and was bashing them. But one thing about me, I know how to keep my relationships, my marriages, and my friendships. And I'm loyal. If you ain't doing nothing to me, you're good to go. Okay? So that's the thing. I kept quiet until they started doing weird stuff to me. No. Now I'm going to talk about it. So let's see. Hold on. Where am I at with my notes? Okay. So let's see. I'm going to explain the part where I basically grew tired of her channel. Okay. My life completely transformed. Shout out to my bookie. Okay. My man, my bookie, my husband. And that's the thing. If you've been on my channel, I changed the wording a lot. Okay. He completely elevated my life. I'm in a whole different ball game now. Like I'm like super happy. I feel like I've accomplished most of my dreams. I'm living in my dream city. I have my dream everything. So I don't know what happened with her content. I don't know if it's because I'm just in a happier place that I just was over it. It was exhausting to listen to. It was draining. But her talking points started to become more sporadic, more crazy, more radical. And it was just exhausting and draining. The constant hatred that she oozes, the constant miserableness. And it's in all categories. It's in all categories. Okay? It's the way she goes on about men. I just wasn't attracted to that anymore. Even how she would talk about Black women, it's like she wasn't clocking tea anymore. It was just becoming like nonsense. Her channel was just nonsense to me. Like one time she made a stupid talking point. It was stupid. And you can tell it's like, okay, I'll give a few examples. I'm going to give a few examples of the stupid talking points that she has made. One time she really got online and said that it was only unambiguous Black women that wear braids. And apparently, like, that's not something that mixed women do. And it's like, bro, did you take your meds? Are you okay? Are you trolling? Are you trying to be funny? Like, what are you talking about? But she said it serious. She was serious. She was dead serious. And it was just constant, like, nonsense like that. Like, what? Everybody wears braids. Anybody with a lick of Black in them wears braids. So she just did the whole video, like, coming down on Black women for wearing braids. And I don't really care about that. Like, I'm not offended. It was more so I was not attracted to her content because it was starting to become illogical. Okay? That's what it was. It wasn't that I was offended. I don't really care. Like, I already have self-esteem. I don't let other people tell me what my self-esteem is. So that really wasn't the issue for me. It was just the fact that I'm like, bro, what you're like, you did not eat. This is not logical. Like, this is, what are you talking about? So it would be constant stupidity like that would, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Is it because I'm in a happier place that I'm not drawn to her this nonsense? Is her talking points getting more insane and stupid? I don't know, but her talking points were getting more stupid. Like, I'll give another example, right? One time she did this stupid video, and this is an example of how somebody has all these degrees, but their life dumb. Okay? Their life dumb. She made a stupid video. This girl has never probably interacted with anyone in the hood before. Like, we know you lived in the hood. Living in the hood and actually like making communities in the hood and observing and getting in touch is two different things. And you can tell she's street dumb. And she made a video, you know what she does. She made a video basically about why people shame single baby mamas, and oh, you're only shaming them because you think her hold on, this was her. Ah, shit, we have a psychological jackpot. You guys are only shaming single baby mothers because you think that her value comes from a man. Single baby mamas can do it all by themselves. Their value doesn't come from a man. Their value, it doesn't come from a man. And I'm just like, what are you, bro? What are you, bro? Please go touch some grass. No, people have an issue with single baby mamas because it's a shameful thing. Like, I'm sorry, guys. You guys are laughing. Okay. Let me explain to this. Like, she just became stupid to me, basically. No, they're not shaming her because, oh, you think her value comes from a man. No, that's not why they're shaming them. They're shaming them because it's shameful to have a child out of wedlock and set your children up for failure statistically. These dumb broads don't ever read statistics. No, like, why don't women ever check facts? Statistically, when children are brought up in broken homes, okay? You think her value comes from a man. She's a dummy. Okay, if you're in college, please stop putting your heads in the books. Get an actual degree, not a dumbass sociology degree, okay? Usually slow people tend to get those degrees. Get an actual degree, okay? STEM is a good degree. Okay? And pick your head up outside of the books and try to get a level of street smarts. Like, I have street smarts. I've lived in every predicament you can name. I've lived in wealthy environments. I've lived around the whites. I've lived around the blacks. See, and that's why people like my channel, because it's refreshing and I know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? I don't have my head in the clouds like EU. I don't have my head in studying stupid sociology like her. And that's why she's stupid today. I really do feel like sociology is a stupid ass degree and it makes people dumb. Okay? I took a sociology class and I can see exactly how it turns people radical. They was over there talking about gender is a social construct. No, it's not. Gender is a biological thing. Okay? Period. We're not going to do that. So all the stupidity that you see in the media today, it usually comes from sociology. That's why we see the they, thems, and oh, I can identify as a cat because gender is a social construct. And, I don't have to raise my kids as a boy or a girl, and I can wake up and be a sheep today. All of the radical nonsense, it comes from those types of degrees. So I'm actually breaking down why EU is retarded. Oops. I don't know if I can say that word. Shoot. Okay. Okay, so anyways, that is just slowly over time. I started peeping the slowness, the radicalness. I don't know. I don't know. At first, I'm telling you, I think her content switched. I think it did because when you look back, she was more logical. She was more in her right mind. That was also back when she was married. You see how her husband ended up leaving her because she started really getting radical. And this is why I tell women, all this radical feminism, it destroys families. That's why her husband ended up leaving her. Okay? All right. So where am I at? I'm getting off topic. So I'm explaining to you examples of kind of what made me exhausted and drained with her illogical, radical, feminist nonsense. She has no street smarts. And it's just the constant like hatred. It could be because I'm just in a more happier place. She kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I talked to people to make sure that I wasn't tripping before I blocked her. I talked to a lot of my subs. Not no. I talked to them privately. Okay, I talked to like two, and I'm like, or three. I'm like, am I tripping? And they're like, no, you're not tripping. I'm also drained by her content. I can't watch it all the time. I can only tolerate her content twice a week. So I literally could not tolerate her stupidity anymore. Her channel was just growing stupid. Okay, I couldn't tolerate that anymore. And it was getting so bad. I slowly, oh, and that's another thing. Hold on. I'm trying to think. How should I tell this story? Hold on. Okay. So she does the whole cult thing on her channel, the group thinking thing, the repetition. She talks about the same three tired topics. That was also getting tired. But the problem is, and I'm glad, I was getting tired of her stupid audience on my channel because they tend to group think. And so they have this group thinking thing, like she shoves the decenter men down your throat. So they think like that. And then she shoves you got to be biased towards MLS people down their throat. And that's fine. But don't take your dumb ass on my channel, right? Don't take yourself on my channel and think I'm about to be obeying your group thinking. Honey, I'm not what y'all got going on. I'm me. So I critically think, I don't care if you are black, white, purple, or green. You are going to get these critiques on my channel. I'm not biased towards anybody. Okay? But her audience started getting on my nerves on my channel because they would be biased and throwing fits. Like if I wanted to do a video on Holly Bailey, they would be, I don't like the way she critiqued that MLS woman or whatever the fuck. I'm sorry, I'm going to be cussing. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me make you a moderator. Okay. Anyways, her audience and their group thinking was getting on my nerves. I was becoming drained by EU and everything that she had going on. If it wasn't her nonsensical talking points, if it wasn't her stupid audience, if you group thinking is it's just stupid. I'm sorry. You can't critically think. You can't have your own identity. Like now that I'm looking back, it's stupid. And so yeah, I couldn't tolerate her content anymore. I would just watch it here and there. And, obviously, I like to be loyal, respectful, and classy. So, I did not abruptly stop watching her content. I would watch here and there. And if I thought that she was making good points in the videos, I would, timestamp it and agree, you know. But, I stopped basically like back in my channel, back when I was older on YouTube, I guess. We would always name drop each other and I would always like repost her content. But if you notice recently, as of the last several months, I stopped posting her on my community tab and I practically stopped name dropping her because I just was growing tired of the space. But I didn't say anything because, I'm just classy. I don't believe in taking drama to the internet like what she does. We'll get into that soon. Okay. But anyways, my channel is more logical. It's rooted in reality. This is what, okay, I'm going to talk about this is the final straw with what made me block her. Okay. Her channel, she does the fairy tale talking points, right? And that's why everybody on her channel, she tends to attract a very delusional audience because she's delusional in all departments. So back in the day, oh, thank you for becoming a member. Thanks, girl. So, where am I at? Our channel was going in two different directions. Well, do I want to say this now? Hold on. She tends to create, like, her thing is, no, we create our own standards. We reject society and we do our own thing. Don't let them tell you that you are not MLS. If you feel in your heart that you're MLS, they can't control your image. If you are dark as ever and you consider yourself light skinned, who are they to tell you? So that was her whole thing, is rejecting biology, rejecting facts, rejecting she just made delusional talking points basically. And that's why, if you notice, her audience, it doesn't attract mixed people or mixed looking people. It attracts delusional black women because she's telling her audience, you could be whatever you feel, and I told you guys, she gets that stupid rhetoric from the sociology classes. That's how they talk. Okay. Sociology, it rejects like societal norms, and that's kind of like it was showing in her content. Whatever, I respected it. I never would watch her pretty privilege videos or the being pretty videos because I found it boring as ever. It's super boring to me. I would only watch her critiques about like when she would accurately clock things in a black community. That's all that I liked her for. Okay. Her pretty videos, it was corny, it gave fantasy, it gave boring. And I just think it's weird. Like, pretty is an action, it's not something that you talk about all day. Okay. And she would talk about it like hypothetically and like she's in la la land. And I'm just not attracted to that. I've always been a very logical, grounded person. Okay. But whatever, I'm respectful. I let people do their thing. If you want to be delusional, I like it. If you like it, I love it, honey. Like, the thing is, I mind my own business for the most part until people start effing with me. Okay. And that's how she got those videos of people. They're laughing in the comment section because I roasted her for filth. You should have sat back and ate your soup. I wasn't even going to call out the delusion. Go read the blogs. The blogs literally said I stayed silent the whole time because I'm just classy like that. I'm not going to be messy and just, air them out and stuff like that until they started coming for me. But anyways, hold on. I'm reeling you up to the story of when I started blocking her. So our content was not aligning, right? She's the one that does the sociology BS. Men don't define our value. Men don't this, and we're decentered and blah blah blah. Me, on the other hand, I was over there with the data and stats and psychology on my channel, and I was saying psychology says that men, you guys, everything that you guys do go back to men. Okay. So she was in la la land creating her own reality. That's fine. If you like it, I love it, sis. But me, on the other hand, I was doing my own thing, and I was reading psychology, and psychology is showing a lot of women's behaviors is indeed motivated by men. Okay. And that's not something that you can override. I don't think that you can gaslight yourself or override how we are wired as humans. So this is when me and EU, I guess our content started going in opposite directions, right? And so EU gets salty and she does a video. So this is when the clash starts. EU did a video, right? Hold on now. Hold on. Ah, shit. Get your tea and popcorn, guys. Because I'm here to stay 10 toes down. I'm going to be clocking tea today. Have you guys noticed that women are trying to make, they copied our pretty content and they're making it seem like everything goes back to men. Well, we reject that as MLS women. We reject that. And in that video, she was clearly shading people because it was mainly, I think it was mainly just me and Pretty Little Reality. Okay. What I got was she was shading me and Pretty Little Reality. Okay. Because we were the only ones doing like, well, for me, I can speak for me. I was fixated on that, like female on female dynamics and the bullying tactics and how it always goes back to men, and when you're beautiful, they get threatened when men are around. So I was bringing a lot of my conversations back to men simply because I was just going off of what professionals and doctors and psychologists were saying. Okay. And so that video that she made, I was just getting so tired of this radical nonsense. She's never on earth. She can't even understand why it's not us bringing our content back to men when it comes to being pretty. It's the stats. So that, Pretty Little Reality had to break it down to her dumbass and explain to this fool. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm going to be cussing in this live stream. Sometimes I have to cuss. Because, girl, what? So go on Pretty Little Reality's channel. You can see that she absolutely destroyed this moron. Okay? Hold on. Talking about why are people bringing they're copying the MLS space and making the pretty content of all about men. Well, it's not all about men. It's like she basically was intimidated because her content goes against facts and biology. And I mean, like I said, if that's her group, I wasn't even tripping because her channel is her channel, right? I'm not controlling. But, my channel is my channel. Pretty Little Reality dragged EU for filth, and that's why EU has nothing to say. You can't clap back at that because she came at you with the facts after facts after facts and broke it down to your stupid ass. Dumb as a box of rocks. Dumb, just dumb. And it makes sense because sociology classes that makes people dumb. I took one and I said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, somebody said, dang, I'm not used to you cussing. Girl. Okay, where am I at? So EU is not going to respond to Pretty Little Reality because if you clap back and try to go against what she said, you'd be going against logic, science, facts, and biology. And then you'd be proving everyone's point that we already knew about you, that you're delusional and stupid. Okay? So yeah, anyways, she shades me in Pretty Little Reality because we were bringing the facts into the conversation about looks. She was not. She was up there in La La Land. And after I watched that video, I was done. I was done. It wasn't even the fact that I was offended that I was done. I don't get offended. Quite frankly, I don't care. I was done with EU because over time, I'm not going to lie, I had been clicked do not recommend months ago on her channel because her content was just exhausting. So this was a silent thing with me. I was silently pulling back. Of course, I was still commenting on her channel. Of course, there's no shame in my game. But it would be periodically, every now and then. You could see I slowly started to pull back. And yes, I'd leave thorough comments because I'm a thorough person. If she was making good points, I would piggyback off of that and leave comments, just to still support the space. I had no vengeance or no problems, on a personal level with her. It's just that I was not connecting mentally anymore with her content. And no, it's not because I'm a Black woman in that space. No, actually, it has nothing to do with that. It's just more so, it's just all of her talking points is just stupid. It just became stupid to me. So after that video, I blocked her. Okay? And then she sends me an email. Hold on. I'm trying to think. She sent me an email and I did not read it till this very day and I did not respond to it. I just blocked it. Okay? Hold on. I'm trying to think why I blocked her though. I'm really trying to think of the details. Hold on. Yeah, I just grew tired of her. This was a slow roast and it was a slow silent roast. I'm very classy. Okay? I don't do what she be on. But this time I had to match energy. Okay? We'll get into that soon. Oh, let me change the pic. That's really funny. I don't know. I'll put it to this. EU sends me an email. I did not read the email, and I didn't read it because I think it said, "Hey, subs told me that you were shading me," or something like that. That's the first sentence that I read, and I blocked her in the email. Okay. Next thing you know, the email is on her channel on the community tab. And I didn't even see that. Y'all, I didn't see anything. I didn't watch her videos, nothing. I didn't see anything. Okay, so now we're going to get into the smear campaign, you guys. So I'm going to explain that. This is when EU, she's experiencing a narcissistic injury. A narcissistic injury is when you block somebody or you distance yourself or you criticize them or you reject them and then they retaliate against you. And typically after people experience narcissistic injuries, they start smear campaigns. So this is when EU started to do a smear campaign on me. She posted the email. I have no idea what the post says. I only know because subscribers were telling me. And, you know, it was a reason why I did not respond to her email because I knew that she's not a genuine person. I knew that you're not genuinely reaching out, right? I talk to some subs back and forth all the time because I get genuine vibes from them. I am a Pisces, baby. Look it up. We're the most intuitive sign. I know what you're on. I know you was full of ish. I knew this was gonna hit the internet. That's why I didn't respond to you. And I don't have to respond to you. We're not friends outside of this app. Oh, hey, pretty little reality. Yeah, I was talking about you. Sorry, girl. I'm telling my point of view, I'm telling all my thoughts. Didn't say anything bad. You know, I spoke highly of you. So yeah. Anyways, oh, and also I'm a grown woman. I don't gotta respond to nobody. So it was funny because one of my friends clocked that this weird psychotic woman, EU, you're so weird. Like she doesn't, I noticed that she treats humans like tools for her channel. She doesn't treat them like humans. Who gives somebody, my friend peeped, she gave me 24 hours on the dot, bitch, to respond to you. Have you lost your mind? She's a soulless robot. Are you okay? She's claiming we're friends, and that's not how I do my friends. Did you know that one time me and my friends stopped talking for like months, maybe even a year, and we picked back up like nothing happened? We are grown. Who are you? Bro, we're about to get into this bitch's narcissistic tendencies, okay? Because it needs to be clocked. She really looks at herself like an authority. Who are you? I don't gotta respond to you. You are not my friend outside of this app. Girl, you was just somebody that we were commenting on each other's channels. We never had a friendship in the emails. I probably sent her 2 emails at best. And that's just me guessing. It was never a back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. No, I would never do that because you are somebody, I always knew EU, I would never get close to her. You fall out with too many people and you beef with too many people to ever be my friend and to ever sit with me on a close personal level. Clock that T. No, ma'am. The fact that you gave me 24 hours on the dot to respond to your funky ass email is insanity. No, when I tell you, my friend noticed, she sent the email. I'm just going to give a random time, okay? Because quite frankly, I don't care to know the exact details, okay? I might be getting this wrong. I don't care. I'm just going to give an example. My friend noticed that she sent the email at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then at 8 o'clock the next day, the email is up for everybody to see. So you're psychotic, but sat there and literally counted the clock. Who treats humans like this? No decorum, no etiquette. Who posts who? Please sign up for my membership so I can see. I'm teaching. I'm going to start teaching etiquette and charisma. Rule number 1 is emails is a confidential. It's a confidential thing. You never post private emails. Okay. I'm like, has she lost her mind? And I'm just like, well, bitch, this is why I didn't respond to you. Nobody in my life, like I have long-term friendships, long-term, people in my life that rock with me. We don't act like this with each other. I'm a Pisces. We be escaping. You know what I mean? Like, girl, we be drifting off. My friends, I probably haven't even responded back to their text right now. It's no big deal. That's just what I do. Anyway, so we're talking about the smear campaigns. So I completely was ignoring EU, and this is when she started crashing out, making up lies to get my attention. Okay? She's experiencing a narcissistic injury. She had a connection with me that I never had with her. And also, the psychotic part about this all is while she was doing this, she's still a channel member on my channel till this very day. You can't make this up. That's psycho. How are you doing a smear campaign and you're also still a channel member? So anyways, let me get back to it, okay? Okay. The email was EU. I blocked her, ignored her email. That didn't work. She posted an email publicly to get my attention. I still was ignoring her. Then she decided I'm angry and she's not responding. So just like a toddler, just like a toddler, because I wanted to just take the high road and just be classy and be respectful. We don't got to end this off on a beef. Honey, I was just all on your channel and so were you. You're a channel member on I don't want to do this. So she's trying to turn this into public beef. And I'm actively trying to ignore her. And that's what's making her go crazier and crazier and crazier to get my attention. I explained this already, guys. This is how smear campaigns work. The more you ignore, the more they start spazzing out. So now that didn't work. And now she gets on her platform. Hold on. Ah, shit. Black girlie don't want the smoke. She don't want the smoke. We stand 10 toes down. Sounding like a damn nerd. Goofy. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, what are you, bro? You're lame. She does a video about me titled something about blunt girly started one-sided beef and I'm destiny swapping with her. I was so confused. I was like, bro, no, that's what you're doing with me. You starting the one-sided beef. I'm ignoring you. And y'all can't deny this. You can read, bro. I was ignoring her so much. That's why I'm doing this video now, because I'm like, subbies, you guys know that people do videos on me. Why are you guys really asking me to entertain this nonsense? You know this is nonsense. Some of the things that these girls was saying, EU in the video was making up so many lies to smear me and get my attention. You guys, most of the things that she was saying can be debunked if you watch my videos. Literally, I think one of the lies was, I don't know where this rumor came from. Oh, and that's the thing. I did not watch the video till this day that she did on me. I'm not watching it. I didn't read nothing or watch anything. I just know from what my subs told me. She was blatantly lying. And I think, I don't know if she said this, right? She made a rumor, I think, saying I was 22 or young. And in the literal video that I recently uploaded, I literally said I was not 22, like right before she did all this. Everything that she was saying, or she was like trying to say, like the lady, she wants to make it look like we were friends and she knows me. She knows nothing about me. We were not friends off the app. So she literally was doing all of this to get my attention. Okay? EU was lying because I kept actively, this was going on all week. I was actively ignoring her attempts. She was trying to get my attention. So she knows nothing about me. I am a very mysterious person on the internet. Okay, apparently I just found out this morning that she was coming for my marriage, saying I'm not married. Or she said I don't specify my status. And I'm glad subscribers was clocking the T. Shout out to Amira. Okay, she was clocking that T. Stop lying on me. Girl, go all the way back to my videos. Actually, matter of fact, watch the Get Ready With Me. I was talking about how Get Ready With Me's are just distasteful. I've said all over my channel that I was married. Everybody knows this. So like they were like blatantly lying on me, and that's why I don't pay smear campaigns any mind. Because bro, I'm not gonna entertain blatant lies. What the hell? Okay, so we're still on the smear campaigns. Whatever. I let her complete that. By the way, that's defamation. And I was thinking about taking legal action because she completely was trying to damage my reputation, all because I blocked her. Okay? It's giving lesbo. Please stop decentering men. Go find you a man so you can stop harassing women online. This is weird. The whole time she was doing this, I was cuddled up with my husband. She has too much extra time on her hands. And this is what I be talking about. Y'all, like, I can't stop clocking this decentering men nonsense. I'm gonna do a video on this. No, stop decentering men. Please get yourself a man. You guys, when you get older, you turn miserable without men. Because men are not giving you attention, you start making the lives hell of other women. Okay? We all know that older woman in the workplace with no man, and all she does is just try to make the lives hell of other people. You have too much time on your hands. Please get a man. So this girl, like, don't wait, hold on. Don't you have a business to run? Why are you so centered on blunt girly? Okay. Smear campaign. I ignored the email. I ignored the video. She did another video on me. And this girl is talking hella crap about me, making up so many lies, fabricating everything, over here trying to, okay, literally, here's one of the lies that she was saying. You guys know, if you've listened to my videos, especially back in the day when I did not have a microphone, you could hear all types of backgrounds in my videos. Okay, it would sound like I'm outside. It would sound like I'm here, I'm there. I'd be all over the place recording. Sometimes I would record on the way to the gym. Sometimes I would record on the train. Okay, I was persistent when I first started on YouTube. So I will, if I have a thought, I pick up my microphone and I record anywhere. This chick, y'all heard beeping sounds in the freaking background in 3 videos. Now this chick is so desperate to get my attention, she's starting this rumor. You know, the whole Kevin Samuels thing where it's like, if the fire alarm is going off, that means she has no man or something like that. That's what she was saying about me. She knew nothing. She's over here. Oh, she's not married and she's 22. Literally saying lies about me, and I'm trying to ignore it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys one of the reasons why I was trying to ignore her. A few reasons why I was ignoring this smear campaign. You ready? One reason is because, honey, if only you knew that I used to professionally curse people out for a living. I used to have grown men coming back to me three years later talking about what you said to me hurt my feelings and it broke me down. I know how to psychologically break people down with my words. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this with me. I'm sparing you by being silent, okay? You can't match my level, my verbal level. You can't do it because that's just in me. It's actually gotten so bad. That's one of my flaws that I'm trying to work on in my life. I actually consider it a flaw. That's not a flex. Okay? I know if I want to, right? The YouTube videos that you guys see, that video that I did on her, that was me going easy on her. See, the reason why I was silent is because EU does this a lot with people, and people give her a tap on the wrist. Okay? She starts drama a lot with people. And all the girls do is go, well, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to do this. Like, I'm so sorry. And da, 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 da. And that's why she keeps doing it, because she needs to run into somebody like me that'll meet her, clock her T accurately, and she's met her match. See, Pisces is a sign of karma, okay? We mirror people. We give the same energy that you give. So that's one of the reasons why I was silent, is because I know how ruthless my mouth can get. And I'm trying to stay respectful because that looks crazy. You can feel free to look crazy on your end by coming to the internet, even though you're still a channel member on my channel and people knew you were actively on my channel. I did not want to do that because that looks crazy, us beefing, and we were just on each other's channel. So that's one of the reasons why I was trying to ignore this, because that looks crazy. But we all know she's not self-aware of anything, and we'll get to that soon because I'm going to roast her in the end. Okay? So that was one of the reasons, is because I know, see, women, you guys are used to cattiness. I will verbally abuse you. Okay? I will verbally abuse you if I respond. You don't want to do this with me. And even someone said, they kept going on and on and on and on and on, antagonizing me, talking mess. Oh, you're scared. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Blunt girly doesn't want the smoke with me. Did I do that? Blunt girly doesn't want the smoke with me. She's scared because, we over here, we stay 10 toes down. I stand 10 toes down. I'm like, girl, I will verbally abuse you. Please stop. Like, I'm going to let you do your thing, right? So it gets worse. The smear campaign gets worse. EU is running her mouth all throughout the internet, okay? Trying to get my attention, and I'm ignoring her. Next thing you know, she's went to the Discord probably and sent her minions to encourage the smear campaigns. And there's like 10 videos, several videos on her followers. Let's call them that, followers. Continuing the smear campaign and completely lying on my name. Okay? And then I don't know. I'm trying to take the high road because, once again, this is a horrible look. We were just supporting each other's channels 2 business days ago. Like, let's not do this. That's not how I get down. I like to be classy and leave people's life quietly. Okay? But you know what? So this is what made me finally just say F it. I'm gonna do a video. I don't even know. But hold on, let me see. I don't want to miss parts. It was almost just like I just woke up one day and I was like, I'm gonna do a video on him, on all of them. And I'm gonna line them up, and here we are. Somebody said, listen, babe, she has a crush on you and has a religious background and you're taken and she doesn't. Okay. So, okay. That's the storyline, you guys. That is why you see me going to hell. Literally, I took it to hell. Okay. This is why I stay silent. So, the next time, guys, if somebody eventually will do a smear campaign on me, and if I'm quiet, understand that I'm quiet not because I'm scared of them, it's because I'm scared of myself. I'm scared my channel is going to get demonetized with my tongue. I have this thing though. Let me be honest with you. I'm ruthless with the mouth. That's why people think that I came up with my name on my own. No, no, no. Other people gave me that name. I have this thing. I was not mad. Throughout this whole situation, I was not angry. But you guys have never seen me angry, right? When I do get angry, somebody has actually described it's almost like I go in autopilot and I don't stop. And I'm just going on and 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 on. So I'm not scared of other people. I'm scared of myself. Okay. I'm scared of sending this girl to the hospital by, yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's why you see me. Look, if I respond, I'm going to make it worth my while. Okay. You have two options with me. And this is the thing. This is why I say EU is not street smart. What is the number one rule? Comment below the number one rule about quiet people. Comment below. Comment below, please. Should you mess with the quiet person? The quiet person is quiet for a reason. That's not the person that's yapping, talking all this mess. Because we stay 10 toes down. That's not the person that you fear. Teach them, guys. Go to the chat and school these girls. Lisa said, leave they ass alone. H said, don't mess with the quiet person. None of them have street smarts. This is why I got away from the channel. I'm quiet because if I respond, I'm going to drag you for filth and verbally abuse you. Okay? Lenria said, no, dead ass. I'm silent as an act of mercy. The girl did not know the whole time. I'm quiet because I'm trying to show you grace. While you're over there smearing my name, lying on me to get my attention. She don't want this smoke. Black girlie is quiet because she don't want the smoke. Did I do that? She sound like a damn nerd to me. You're a nerd. I'm sorry. Oh my God, yes. Lisa said, as a quiet Pisces, I approve this message. Bro, I've said this in no, this is actually tied to astrology though. This is actually a Pisces trait. I said this in my older videos. All of my behaviors, if you actually watch my videos, you would know why I'm doing the things that I do. I've said, Pisces, we have this tendency of when we go quiet, you need to run. If a Pisces ever goes silent on you, run for your life. Some people, EU, let me put you up on game, girl. Some people are quiet. Some people like me, I have to walk away. I have to. Because if I respond, I'm going to verbally abuse you. And that is why I talked about why the only reason why you're decentering men is because your father never cared to center you because he'd rather center jail than to be in your life. Yeah, I made you feel worthless, didn't I? Yeah, so that's why I was silent. Okay? Because listen, they go low. If I respond, I'm going straight to hell. I'm going straight to hell. I'm sorry. And that was me being nice. So wait, let me read the chat. Real gangsters move in silence. They're going to learn. Yeah, they're so stupid when it comes to street smarts. And nobody is saying, when we say street smarts, we already know she's kind of slow in the head. So she'll probably get on her platform and be like, Black girlie is ghetto. She's talking about hood stuff. No, dummy. Street smarts just means etiquette and navigating through life in all situations. That's what street smarts means. Street smarts is something that sociology classes cannot teach. It's something that you don't have. Okay, I noticed that. I noticed that about you. I picked up on that. You don't have it. So yeah, everybody's talking about people assume quiet people are weak. Yeah, I can confirm that Pisces are not weak at all. Anyone who thinks that they can play with us, they look stupid. And in this case, she's going to get her karma once people start turning on her. People said I finished this girl off, okay? When y'all be getting into fights with her, you guys don't be saying what needs to be said, okay? Yes, Pisces, we are the sign of karma. We will mirror you. So anyways, I don't want to make this about astrology. So thank you guys for schooling this moron. This is why I had to get away from the channel. It's just, they were just kind of slow to me. And this is the problem with people that are like super suburban is, I mean, I noticed this a lot. They don't have like they just lack in other departments. Okay, so, whew, yeah, that's why in that video, and you know what's funny? Hold on. Oh yeah, Buki. So now we're going to address what the girl was saying about me. Okay, so now I am going to address all of the talking points that I've heard EU saying about me. And get your, hold on. Get your tea and popcorn, guys. Ah, shit. Get your tea and popcorn, because I'm about to stay 10 toes down. Okay? Get your tea and popcorn. I'm about to be addressing everything that this girl said about me. And not because I care. It's just for entertainment purposes. It's like, here we are. I've already did a video on her. F it, okay? This will be my last time. She will not be the first person to say lies about me, and I'm not addressing it anymore. Trust me. Trust me. Before her, I had 600 people on a Reddit thread completely take a dump on me. Okay? This is nothing. So we're going to be addressing what EU said. Okay? So the number one sign that you know that somebody is jealous of you is if they compare you out of nowhere. Sis, apparently in her video that I did not watch, I'm going based off what my subs told me. She was comparing her stats to me. Guys, even my subs had to school the girl. Okay? First of all, I could not believe the level of insanity. Does she not realize that we practically get the same amount of views on videos and have the same amount of comments? And what's even worse, she tried to, what were you even comparing? What, subscribers? Yeah. You've been on YouTube for 5 years and you have 1,000 videos, babe. You spam the timeline. Yeah. After 5 years of spamming the timeline, you're going to have 30,000 subscribers. I just got on YouTube last year and I don't spam the timeline at all. In fact, I take breaks from YouTube. And so that's why I have 11,000 subscribers. But I was like, comparing stats, her channel is struggling. Bro, you have 30,000 views and we get this, 30,000 subscribers and we practically get the same amount of views on videos. Bro, somebody tell EU to take her meds, please. She's lost her mind. The smear campaign attempt, like, it's just, if you use a little bit of critical thinking, you can debunk everything that she's saying. I don't know why. Like, I've always thought that her channel doesn't get that many views for how many subscribers that she had. I have no idea why she would compare stats. Because, honey, our views be dang near touching the same. Yeah, somebody said she's growing at a slow pace. Yes. I noticed that. No, my channel is doing amazing. I have 11,000 subscribers, and a lot of my videos have way more views than that. A good amount of my videos get way more views than I do my subscriber account. What the hell is she talking about? And the whole, wait, hold on. So basically, let me just start it off. She is a narcissist that is trying to manage my channel. Your channel has nothing to do with mine. So in her video, she went on a narcissistic rant trying to manage my channel. Girl, this lady is so psychotic. She tells everybody, I would like to see the type of community that you guys build. Nobody wants to build a cult like you, EU. You are the only deranged one. That's why you don't see anyone else trying to do that. We have communities. What she means by community is she wants people to do what she does. See, with narcissists, they can't understand that humans are individual people. She truly thinks that we exist to please her and to satisfy her and copy her. That's what she thinks. I have a community on my channel. It's just that I'm not a narcissist that tells everybody to group think and have the same thoughts and call themselves mini me's. She doesn't even realize, she's so psychotic, she doesn't even realize that that's not normal behavior. It's not normal to start cults on YouTube. Lord Jesus, help it. Please fix it, Lord. Please fix it. Fix the brain. So whenever she says that, I be cracking up. She said that's a Pretty Little Reality. Bro, Pretty Little Reality's channel is dang near buzzing as much as EU's channel. She has a community. She doesn't have a cult. Normal people don't start cults and call their followers the exoticals. That's what psychotic people do. So this whole, I would like to see what community she builds, sounding like a lame, like an old ugly teacher. Your voice is ugly. Anyways, so that was just something that, like, I'm like, bro, I don't want to have a cult of group thinking, repetition in my videos. Yeah, we see what you're doing. Okay. You are clearly one of those, like, psychotic people are attracted to that. They're attracted to control and positions of leadership. This is statistically proven. Studies have shown they tend to take leadership positions. CEOs. Psychotic people love to manage other people. This is why managers and stuff like that, they're more likely to have psychotic tendencies, whether that's they're narcissists. That's why most of your managers are awful people, because a lot of them are narcissists. Because the only people that are really attracted to social climbing, right? She would always go on about social climbing, and I picked up, like, that's what sociopaths obsessed with. Like, psychotic people are constantly fixated on strategies to get to the top. That's not something that ruminates in normal people's brains. Okay, I started picking that up too. And yeah, whatever. She's going to have all the arguments against this. Well, everybody social climbs. Girl, you know what I'm talking about. That's typically what narcissists like to focus on. Okay? So, the studies have proved that narcissistic and psychotic people, they tend to be more drawn to power in a way that controls others. So you know how she basically has her little minions and she controls how they think. She does the repetition. That's typically what cults do. The brainwashing. the decenter men over and over and over and over and over and over. That's why I grew exhausted with the channel. The same 3 topics. Comment her topics below. Comment her topics below. If people can clock what you talk about, that's embarrassing. You're basic. Decenter men, pretty privilege, and obsessing over black women because her ex-husband was jacking off to Ebony's. Okay? Yeah, pretty privilege. Colorism. Exactly. And decenter men. Basic as ever. So, yeah. EU, stop telling people I would like to see the community you guys build. That's not normal. It's not normal to build cults. Some of us like we would like for our audience. We have an audience. We just don't want them to be group thinkers and hey guys, start your channels and call yourselves the blunt girlies. No. My audience has their own identity. Okay? I'm not a narcissist that likes to control people's identity. Look, they're already clocking your talking points. You're basic. Okay, so that's debunked. The whole, I would like to see what type of community she builds. Honey, there's 243 people in my live stream. My chat is actively, this is a community. It's not a cult. My goodness. Okay, so I wrote down what I heard she was saying about me. Oh, and then she said she was trying, like, why does this girl think that she's my manager? Narcissistic as ever. I don't care about your approval. Honestly, if you want me to be honest, I look at you as a lame. You seem like you even admitted in your little video that you got bullied your whole life. You're a lame. You're boring. You're bland. When I play you, my man, he be telling me to turn it off. Ugh, who is that old ugly lady? Her voice is obnoxious. That's what he says about you when I used to play you in the background. That's why you're decensoring men, because you have to decensor men. A man will never censor that voice. Everybody is in the chat saying that your voice is ugly. Okay, like you have nothing that I would want. Do you even have children? Are you even able to have children? That's what I would want. Oh, so let's address this. She said I was destiny swapping with her. Destiny swapping with what? You look like a Sheen billboard. When we see you, you scream Sheen. You scream discount. You look like a vampire. Nobody wants, like, your talking points, they bore me, and that's why you're mad, and that's why I left your channel. Okay? Everybody on the internet says that you're mentally ill. I don't want anything that you have going on. You're divorced. I don't want that. You have nothing that I would want. You're miserable. You start drama with women who are more beautiful than you and younger than you and are thriving more. You constantly start drama. I don't want that. I promise you, I do not want your life. I do not. I'm good where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at. Your ex-husband, he was jacking off to Ebony's because he was sick of you. I'm already in Ebony. Like I don't have anything that you envy or you I don't I meant to say, I'm sorry, I'm twisting up my words. I do not want anything that she has going on. I find her, I honestly thought she was autistic. I'm not trying to be mean. And I've seen this comment a lot. I picked up that she's on the spectrum because when you watch her videos, she's awkward. She has no inflection. She has no flirtatious girly bone in her body. You sound like a robot. People think that you're AI. If people think that you're AI, that's bad. Women are not supposed to sound like that. Women are supposed to be girly, bubbly, inflection in our voice. You sound like an old white lady. Like, come on, slow your roll, please. And the gag is, y'all ready for the gag? Y'all ready for the gag? This chick, I don't know. I'm thinking she's saying I was destiny swapping because I was copying her. Did you guys know that she actually copied my weight loss content? I actually have proof. And I kept silent through this all. She would copy my talking points verbatim. So I was the girl, I told you my storyline. I've been lost weight years ago and kept it off. Okay? I was the one having conversations around that. She quickly hopped on the bandwagon. Well, first, hold on. Let me actually just take it all the way back. Okay? Because subscribers notice this too. She does give autism. Yeah, she does. She's autistic. It's just like, I don't want to be you. I'm sorry. No shade to the autistic people, but she's just a bad type of autistic. Okay? Anyways, the whole destiny swapping thing. When I first was on EU's account, did you know that she would be telling women, she would be telling all the women, you're beautiful no matter what. Even if you're big, men don't define our value. These red pill incels online, they don't define our value. You can still get opportunities if you're fat. That's how she used to talk on her channel. She used to be on her channel telling every woman that they were beautiful. I swear to God. And then when Blunt Girly came on the scene, and I just, I do me. I wasn't mad at her for that. That's her prerogative. I don't compare myself to people. I'm not in competition mode. So if she wants to be on her channel telling women that they're all beautiful and men's opinions don't matter about them, even though it does, like, then that's her prerogative. Okay? When Blunt Girly hopped on the scene, I ain't never switched up the way I talk. Since the very beginning, I was dragging you girls. Take that lace front off. You look a hot mess. Your outfits look a mess. Doing pop the balloon reviews. Yeah, I came on the scene ready to fight. Okay, I was not trying to be on her type of time on that kumbaya stuff. But whatever, that's her groove. I wasn't tripping. I do me, you do you. So if we want to talk about destiny swapping, I was over there telling women, no, you're fat and you need to lose weight. She was still over there doing the kumbaya. Oh, you're beautiful and body positivity and men don't define our beauty. We were in two different directions. So I was the one starting up the weight loss content. Then she quickly hopped on my wave. Okay. I was doing numbers. She hopped on my wave and started doing it. Even a subscriber clocked this in the email. And whatever. Next thing you know, her and I are starting to sound like identical twins. Okay. Now she's trying to be blunt. Now she's, oh, you guys are belugas and you guys are fat. She's copying my personality. Okay. You can actually scroll for proof. And then I've caught her on several occasions, but I didn't say nothing. That's why this destiny swapping stuff is so ironic. I caught her on several occasions copying what I was saying verbatim. So I would post a video and, because on my channel, I get my thoughts from what I've observed in real life. That's how I come up with what I say on my channel. And I noticed that from being on social media, women tend to eat the same amount of food as their man. So that was a talking point that I came up with. And I said, y'all be your man is 6'2" and you're 5'2", and how come you're eating the same amount as him? Next thing you know, a month later, she says the same thing on her channel. And that kept on happening. I would say something, she would say something. I would say, I actually have proof. She spams the timeline so much, it's kind of hard to clock this, but I was clocking it and I didn't say nothing. And as a matter of fact, if you're a member, you know what I'm talking about. But I kept quiet to be respectful, whatever. My only issue was because I'm the smaller channel, people would automatically assume that it was me copying her when it was the other way around, Buki. That's why she sounds so forced. Her bluntness, you guys are beluga whales and we stand on 10 toes down. We stand 10 toes, beluga whales. That's why she sounds forced, because she's copying my personality. That was the irony in her saying destiny swapping. Why did this chick literally come online and completely flip the script? Like you ain't been stealing my talking points the whole time? Even subscribers clock that. Don't make me pull up an email now. My subscriber noticed. So in my members only, right? I posted like what I eat in a days, supplements that I use. Even a subscriber emailed me and said, tell me why she just posted that right after you. And it's whatever, because I told myself, you know what? I'm not going to be narcissistic and think that everybody is copying me. It could just be that she's inspired. We're kind of a little bit similar in certain departments. That's how I was thinking. Okay. I let it go because I told myself this is what comes with the territory. I am influential and I teach people. But it was annoying because outsiders would see that we're talking about the same thing, we're practically saying the same thing, and they would just automatically assume that the smaller channel would be copying the bigger channel. No, no. I have witnesses. I've caught this girl copying me. Okay. But I don't want to do that though. I don't want to do the whole you're copying me thing because I think that that's corny, that's lame. But the destiny swapping thing is insane. Even Subs was clocking that that's delusional. That's pure delusion. Okay. Oh, and clock this. She's trying to be me so bad with the weight loss. I've been lost my weight years ago. I know how to keep weight off. See, we don't care about you losing weight. Can you keep it off? I kept my weight off for years. That's why I know what I'm doing when it comes to weight loss. And I'm getting so many testimonies of people saying taking your tips has helped me lose weight. Right? So, EU, we've seen you. Okay. And this is proof. When she first got exposed, she was borderline, I wouldn't say fat, but she was not skinny. She was not skinny. She quickly hopped on the skinny bandwagon and quickly lost weight. And that's why her stupid ass is struggling with a binge eating disorder. Yeah, clock that T. Because she did it too fast. And also, her talking points would be way too extreme. I stopped watching her stuff when she was demonizing eating bagels. I already knew she was headed down that path. Anytime you start demonizing food groups to lose weight, nope, it's either not going to work or you're going to have a BED. So, according to the blogs, they were saying in her Patreon, and actually this is true, in her Patreon, they said that she's back there struggling with a BED. And she's been struggling with one her whole life. Big fat, big fat, big fat, goofy. Yeah. I'm reading the chat. But of course she's gonna struggle with that because she has a black and white personality. Everything she do is extreme. That's why that's why I got away from the space. The food topic is extreme. It became extreme. The decentral men became too much. Everything that she does becomes too much. Okay? She'll be fat by next year. Don't worry about it. So, let's see. I wrote down notes. So right now we're addressing things that they said about me. Blunt Girly helped me stop operating at extremes and being a black and white thinker. Absolutely. So hold on. Let's see. What else am I going to address that she said about me? So we already addressed she was comparing stats. That's what I wrote down. She said that I was destiny swapping. She said that I need to build a community, which I already have a community. So she wants me to build a cult because she doesn't understand that everybody is not a narcissist like her and we don't think like her and we all don't want to control our audience and have them all be minions. Okay, let's stop right there. So I apologize to the people on the spectrum, but I have to clock this. Anyone that morphs their, okay, so we're going to talk about her community, right? And how they have no identity of their own and they're calling themselves her name. You have to have a very low IQ to do that. People with high IQs that are smart, they don't do that. They are an individual person that explores topics on their own and critically thinks. And I started noticing in her comment section, there was a lot of people in them comments talking about, I'm on the spectrum. I'm on the spectrum. I'm on the spectrum. So her audience, I'm sorry, but you have to be kind of a and I'm sorry. Look, the spectrum, there's high functioning people, and we have to be honest here when we say that there are low functioning people. So I know people who are on the spectrum that are high functioning, and that they're not typically who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the low functioning ones. She has a lot of people up in them comment sections saying that they're on the spectrum, and I can tell because only a dumb person would call themselves an exotical and do group thinking, if that makes sense, and just morph their identity into what she wants them to be. I'm sorry, smart people, intelligent people don't do that, and that's why I've never done that. Because I have my own identity and my own thoughts. And I was observing all these channels as I was blocking all of them. I have them all blocked. When I was going on my blocking spree, I noticed I just couldn't help but to think, I'm like, you guys are all robots. You guys all do the same thing that EU does. And that's exactly what she wants you to do. See, when EU says build a community, that's what her narcissistic ass is talking about. Okay? I don't want a bunch of robotic blunt girlies. I don't want a bunch of people that are operating exactly like me. Normal people, EU, they find that creepy. That's scary. That would be creepy if I seen a bunch of channels that operate exactly like me and have all of my same talking points. I would be scared. But when you're psychotic, that's normal. That's why this is why I think she's autistic, because she can't pick up on social cues. She does not even understand why nobody else does that. She can't understand why nobody else is doing that. She's constantly telling people, I would like to see what type of community you guys build. We don't want robotic people. I would like for my audience to be their own person and thrive in their life. That's what I want. That's my goal. Okay? EU, stop acting like my manager. Okay? We have different goals. You want to control. Okay? I don't. My goal when I got on YouTube is to help people, and that's what I've done. She's sitting over there trying to run my channel in the smear campaign that she was trying to do and give me tips, talking about, well, the direction of her channel, and she's turning into a gossip channel. Who asked you? You're not my manager. My goal on YouTube was to help people. And every day I get testimonies of me helping people lose weight and change their life and fix themselves in dating. That's my goal. Your goal was to start a cult. You see how controlling she is? She can't even understand that other YouTubers have different separate identities outside of her. That's not how normal humans operate. That's how psychotic people operate. I don't want to control my audience's identity. I don't. That was scary when I went on my blocking spree and all of these channels looked exactly like your channel. Decenter Men, Pretty Privilege, Beluga Whales. So she's just so autistic and psychotic. She has no etiquette and decorum. That's why she posted the email. She doesn't even realize how psychotic that is. You don't post public emails. Like, I'll post my subscribers, but I'll block out their name. You have no idea who I'm talking about. That's how you do it. She doesn't even understand that emails, like, she doesn't get social etiquette. Like, hidden things that you don't have to explain. Like, when I said earlier, when a person is silent, that probably means you need to stop messing with them because they're silent for a reason. She doesn't get that. Her brain doesn't pick up on that. She doesn't pick up on how you look crazy posting an email that's made private. Okay? And guys, I will say, it took me a while to realize these things. If you're wondering, well, why were you on her channel? It took me a while to finally come to this conclusion. Okay? So, yeah. I'm reading my notes. Was there anything else that I needed to address? Hold on. Okay. Okay, and then about her coming for my marriage, it just wasn't surprising. I This is not the first time I've been viral, and I kind of know how hyena women, I know how they tend to work. Just in general, like I said, her and we are not friends outside of YouTube. She knows nothing about me. Okay? End of discussion. But I noticed that the first thing that they like to do is look at your relationship, even if they know nothing. So remember what I said, everything that she said was just a theory in her head. She knows nothing. What else? Hold on. So, I don't even know what to even say. That's just something that I'm used to them doing though. Like when I used to go viral on TikTok, okay, one of the reasons why I have a mysterious presence on YouTube is because when I would go viral on other apps, I was not mysterious and I would be saying some real stuff. That's where I got the name Blunt Girly from. I got that from TikTok. They were like, oh, shoot, you're blunt. Oh, shoot, you're honest. And I would show my face, right? And the women didn't like the honesty and they would always get distracted. Oh, but look at your skin tone and look at this and look at that and look at this and look at that. So that is exactly why I said, okay, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'm going to be mysterious. So that way you guys can zip it and just listen to what I have to say. Like, for example, I think on TikTok, that was when I was very heavily into the hold on, you guys are overdoing the whole I'm dark skinned and this is why guys don't like me thing. You know, I was talking a little bit about that. Or, okay, no, I think I came out and I said, I am dark skinned and I've never had a dude tell me you're pretty for being a dark skinned girl. And then they were all like, well, it's because you're not dark skinned, you're brown skinned. It's because look at your hair texture. It's because look at this. It's because look. So I quickly realized that that's something that women like to do. When the truth hurts too much and their reality gets bursted, right? I mean, sorry, their delusions get bursted. They like to deflect. So, okay, there was a rumor that they started that EU started about me being 22 years old or something like that. And one of this old woman, she did a video, just trying to completely discredit me. And just saying, oh, she's 22 and she's a baby and she doesn't know anything. That's a self-soothing tactic that women do. They like to try to point to every flaw in your life to discredit you, and they do that to people that are hard hitting. So they did that to Kevin Samuels, right? Kevin Samuels would, for the most part, I never would watch Kevin Samuels, but I just, whatever, heard about him. For the most part, he was a very honest person, and women would do that. They would be like, oh, but you're divorced and you're this and you're that, to try to discredit his honesty because he was speaking too many hard hitting truths that, you know, it's like a self-soothing tactic. When you speak the truth and they feel pain in their chest, they try to shun it by distracting themselves and trying to discredit you. So they came up with a rumor that I was 22 and everybody was in the comment section like, oh, phew, okay, well, they were just like, see, yeah, her frontal lobe is not developing, so we can't take what she's saying seriously. And they were all trying to just discredit my knowledge and my intellect, by, that's why they created the rumor that I'm 22. Yep, they were trying their hardest with this smear campaign. It was crazy. It was truly crazy. And EU, she knows better than that. Girl, you're a channel member. Girl, if you're a channel member, you know that I'm not 22. Okay? I've said my age over. Well, no, I've never said my age, and I told you guys why. I don't give details about myself no more because women, hyena women, will get distracted and then use little details about me to discredit the truth and the facts. Okay? So, yeah. And also another thing I want to touch on with the smear campaign that EU started because I blocked her. Let's actually talk about that. Let's sit there and talk about that. That is very weird behavior coming from a woman. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about. I am used to men doing things like that. Not smear campaigns, but the whole I block them and they're obsessing over me afterwards. I'm obsessed. I'm sorry. I am used to men operating that way with me. Never in my life have I ever met a woman that behaves that way. And I've blocked a lot of women in my past, and they have never obsessed after. You know why? Because heterosexual women that do not have a crush on you don't act like that. And that's why a lot of people are saying she's acting like she had a crush on me. You're acting like a scorn ex-lover. The whole retaliation thing. It's almost she acts like a bitter, crazy ex. That's what the chat was saying. I'm not somebody said LMAO. I am not trying to be funny right now. I'm being dead serious. Did you know that throughout this whole live, I'm actually not telling any jokes? Y'all can laugh, but I'm just letting you know I'm being dead serious right now. I truly believe that this woman had a crush on me. I'm not playing. It's not natural for a straight woman to behave this way because I've blocked a lot of crazy women in my lifetime. And typically they would just move on with their life because I'm not their man. And that's another thing, everybody is, we can clearly see that she's mentally unwell, which makes sense. She is, because even psychiatrists will tell you one of the signs. Okay, so here's the signs, just a few signs that EU people are suspecting. Like, I don't know what she is. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I know there's something wrong with her. The first sign is she can't get along with anyone. Okay, you beef with everybody. That is a red flag. She couldn't get along with her ex-husband. She said she got bullied growing up. Well, that's her perspective. We don't know the actual situation. She probably was insufferable and they was slapping her up. Rightfully so. Ouch. Was I not supposed to say that? Sorry, when I go to hell. I'm sorry. Okay, so throughout her whole entire life, EU basically she can't get along with anyone. Nobody. That is a psychiatrist will say the first sign that something is wrong with you and that you might have a personality disorder of some sort is the fact that it's always going to first show up in your relationships with people. If you can't seem to get along with anybody, you constantly fall out with everybody, you are the problem. You're the common denominator. And psychiatrists have said this. One of the first signs is you'll know that you might be psychotic is you'll notice it in your relationships. That'll be the first way that it'll show up. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, that's a red flag. Secondly, psychiatrists have said, I've heard this out their mouth, several of them. You know how when kids don't get their way, they throw tantrums? Yeah, so it's normal for children to behave in certain ways. But when adults behave that way, that's a sign that there's underlying mental problems. So, example, when I blocked EU and she acted out like a toddler, she almost was like kicking like a toddler, making up lies to get my attention, starting smear campaign. That's how toddlers act. She threw a tantrum because I blocked her. That's not normal to behave this way when you're pushing 35. Okay? If you still have childlike toddler tendencies as an adult, you need to go get checked out by a psychiatrist. Secondly, the girl is always in drama with everybody. It's not normal for healthy people to constantly like drama. Now, this is the first drama you've ever seen me in on my channel. No. I'm a commentary channel, so I'll comment on videos here and there. That's just what I do in general, but it's not drama. She is always in drama. If you are constantly surrounded by drama, it's because you like that. You like that. You enjoy that, which is also psychotic. And I noticed that she's always picking fights with people that are better than her. So my channel is obviously better than hers. You know, I used to have to spare her ego, and I deleted a lot of comments of people saying, "Oh my gosh, Blunt Girly, your channel is so much more refreshing compared to EU's." They would constantly comment that. Oh yeah, and by the way, EU, I would always delete comments like that. Okay? Because I thought that that was mean, but they would always come to my channel and say that. They would constantly compare me to you and be like, "You're so much more refreshing. You have better balanced takes than her." Yeah, I would always delete that. Okay? EU is always trying to start beef with women, I noticed, right? With women that are prettier than her, channels are better than her, channels are more thriving than her. If you look better, hey, if you're younger, she never does, is, well, I'm not going to say never. Women that are married, she's always starting beef with women that's everything that she's not. Okay? Talking about some one-sided beef. Girl, you started this with me. I'm reading the chat. Sorry, guys, for the silence. I'm reading the chat. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I want to bring up what Blaine brought up. I see your comment, girl. I don't know if she wants me to mention her name. So that's why I'm not mentioning her name, but I'll just say it. The 20-year-old girl that she did a smear campaign on. And I think what it is like I said, EU is one of those people that went through her whole life being lame and corny, and we can all see it. We can still see it. And some people come to YouTube to feel like a somebody. And you can see that there's clear signs of psychopathy that has shown up. And you know, she's attracted to control and power. Okay? And you know, she talks about older women in the workplace, but everybody, I see the comments, they're saying that she acts like the older femcel type of women in the workplace. And you know, I'm going to break down the psychology of this. Okay? Um this is because I took a class, a childhood development class, and you learn about the phases of life with every season. So younger people, mid-age, older, and stuff like that. If you notice, EU does not have a good track record, in my opinion. In my opinion, okay? And she's turning into that woman that she talks about. That's insufferable. No man makes life bitter for miserable for everybody else. I noticed that about her. Take me out of the equation. I noticed that she goes around doing that a lot. Okay? And that's because now 30 is not old, but it is that age. It's the start of the age where you start to look back and regret certain things. Okay? That's the start of when you start to look back and regret. It's not old, but that's what it is. And I know that she looks back and regrets that, you know, her ex was cheating on her with Ebony's, watching OnlyFans. Every dream that she had, she's trying to decenter men. I already called that out. You're only doing that by default because you're a skip me. You was married. That was your dream at first, and it left you. Okay? And if you notice, all of EU's dreams in life that she wanted, I have it. She's that type of woman. Like I said, some women, how do I explain? they start to get envious. The age of when women really start to get envious of other people, it's around the age of 30 years old. And I'm saying this because yeah, EU started a smear campaign on a woman that was 10 years younger than her. That is totally wrong. She was like 20 years old. You can't handle that at 20. And completely she messed up the girl's mental health. And I noticed that she's turning into that miserable person where with a lot of older women, they look back and all of their dreams that they had and it slipped out of their fingers, right? Like you went to college, right? You went to college, but you're just a YouTuber. Ouch. You're doing the same thing that you could have done without a degree. So it's like that was your dream. Your dream was to get an actual career in that field. Your dream was to get married in that field. Your dream was to have kids in that field. Everything failed in your life. So you're turning into the miserable woman where you look at the younger women who have all of that and you start to become envious. You've been on YouTube 5 years, and honey, it's channels like me and Pretty Little Reality that are getting the same amount of engagement as you. Oh yeah, I know that's why you're starting beef. You're envious. And the girl that she did the smear campaign on that was like 10 years younger than her, more than 10 years younger than her, she had it all. She had the nice house, the marriage, all of this. You're envious. You're turning into that bitter older woman with no man that makes lives hell for other people. You need to go find you a man and get some act right. And stop taking everything personal that I say. That's another thing. She takes everything personal, like a narcissist. That's also what I wanted to talk about. Okay? Oh yeah, she was definitely threatened by that younger woman. I'm not going to say her name, but Raina, you said it. She was threatened by that younger woman because the younger woman, anytime a woman has potential, she tries to start beef with that woman. That younger woman was on the come up. Okay? When there's like we've seen all the channels that came out and they're mad boring. That younger woman that was 10 years younger than her had it all going on. The channel on the come up, the spark, the personality, the marriage, the body, the looks, the everything. She always targets those types. But I'm not going to say her name in the chat, but yeah, you guys are saying it. And I'm trying not to name drop out of respect, but I kind of have to because this is my point of view. Like I noticed the same thing with Pretty Little Reality. When I first seen Pretty Little Reality, I was like, oh shoot, this channel is gonna shake the game. And I knew she was about to get haters. See, I talk about this on my channel. I already knew that. She's too fine. She looked 1,000 times better than all these raggedy girls. They chop. I told her that. See, all those raggedy girls in EU's section, they're chopped. They showed their face and nothing changed. Girl, you showed your face and nothing changed. Nothing shook the table. But you're a 10 and got all this pretty privilege. You're ugly. Pretty Little Reality showed her face. And I feel like her channel is really growing fast. That's why they're threatened. I knew the haters was going to come because she's intelligent and fine. See, I think her channel is growing because she's not only intelligent, but I think also her face card is helping. That's what I think. Because I ain't never seen a channel grow this fast. So that's why all the uglies, the chop women, are ganging up on her. And that's what chop women do. See, when I was on EU's channel, I thought they was all saying that they were fine before they revealed themselves. I'm like, oh, this is a safe space. No, I was in enemy territory. I did not know that all of the women in those space look like they bite humans. Did you see Pretty In Between's teeth? Fucked up ass teeth. Go to an orthodontist. Why do all of the women in that space have fucked up teeth? You can't make this up. Even EU. You have Blunt Girlie's name in your mouth. You need to go have an orthodontist in your mouth. Please. That's the first thing. People always ask me for level up advice. The first thing that you need to fix is your teeth. If you are a woman, if you don't fix anything, you have to fix your teeth. You have to. So, the women in that space were talking all this mess, and it makes sense. All of my ops are chopped. That's what ugly women do. Ugly women trust me, I've had this happen to me. This is not the first time. They always team up, do videos, do smear campaigns to take down the woman with potential. And I'm mysterious, but I've shown my body. My body is shitting on their entire existence, my hourglass body. Let's clock that T. Okay? That alone is threatening. My personality alone is threatening. My engagement alone is threatening. One thing a chopped six is going to do is attack women that are threatening. You girls are chopped. Your hair is chopped. Your teeth is chopped. Everything about you is chopped. You're the definition of chopped. And I sat back and I was quiet. I let them think that they were tens to be respectful. Okay? I was already on the channel. I was already deep onto the channel. I didn't say anything. But they wanted me to respond so bad. Everybody in the chat is agreeing that you girls are ugly. Okay? You're ugly. But let me guess. EU, she upholds their delusion. It doesn't matter what society thinks. Don't let them tell you what it is. You're whatever you want to be. No. It does matter. Society is where you rank. Oh, that's fine. Pretty in between looks a mess. I don't care. Well, maybe I shouldn't name drop them. You're right, Trax. Thank you, Trax. I mean, it's kind of too late. Oh, freaking well. And that's my problem. When I was new, I would pity support everybody. Now, if you see me on a channel, it's because I actually I rock with that person. But back then, I would pretty much just support anybody that would support me. So yes, I was supporting those girls' channels because they were supporting my channel. But now they want to all act like followers and try to turn against me. Where's your own personality? Y'all are lame. The girls in those videos were hit. I didn't know those were face reveals. Yes, all of those girls in the video. Well, okay, what I did was I just went into the space and I seen the people talking crap about me. If you was chopped, I screenshot you and put you in my video. That's all that I did. So yeah. Even if you weren't, some of them weren't actually talking mess, like one of them, but still, I'm just showing you, Yeah, if you don't do anything, you have to lose weight and get your teeth done. I don't know why we're bleaching our skin but not getting our teeth done. Okay? That's kind of crazy. So, I'm trying to think if I missed anything. Yeah, as soon as I seen your photo, Pretty Little Reality, I already knew you was going to get a bunch of haters. That's how the game goes. And that's just how it goes. And then, if you noticed on their channels, there's never ever a man present on their channel. Okay? Not Pretty Little Reality. I'm talking about the other girls. So, yeah. Sorry, I can't help but to name drop. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, you guys are saying they had stories for days about how people were delusional. And that's the thing. I seen the internet at that time was clocking it. I stayed out of it because I don't listen, what did I say? If you're a subscriber, what have I always said? I don't care if you worship the devil. I don't care if you want to be delusional. I don't care if you want to do witchcraft. I don't care if you want to do love spells on people. Keep my name out of your mouth. I won't really do a clapback video unless you have, I tend to ignore people. And that's why I'm saying I ignored all of that. Whatever. If they want to be delusional and think that they don't look black, that's their prerogative. I don't really care. Other people were clocking that. I didn't care to clock that at that time. But it's like, oh, since y'all want to gang up on me, as a matter of fact, I bit my tongue actually for too long. The haters actually were right. You would have to gaslight yourself into believing that that's not true. But yeah, like I said, the reason why EU space attracts so many delusional people is because she tells her audience, she basically, her thing is reject society and what they say. You are whatever you think you are. And that's why we're getting so much delusion. So many black women that look black as ever. And when the haters was clocking that, I was silent. I didn't say anything. You know? But they're swearing that they look that they're MLS. Actual MLS people, they run away from her channel like the plague. Shoot. Somebody said, so Lex, that's impossible. I'm way too smart. See, I have street smarts. She doesn't. That's why her face is all up on the internet looking crazy. Okay? I know what to do. And by the way, guys, I'm here to say it because I know this is coming next. If anybody posts a photo saying that that's me, that's impossible. None of my photos are on the internet. I don't even have social media. So that's like impossible. I'm just saying, I need you guys to understand because you guys were all flipping out like people, like when EU did the smear campaign against me and made up lies. You wanted me to address it. People always do that about me. This is actually the least of what I've experienced. The craziest thing I experienced was the girl doing the Reddit thread trying to get 600 people to take my channel down. Okay? But so just please stop telling me I don't care. You don't need to inform me about what people are saying about me. I don't care. So that's why I'm making this live stream to finally address this once and for all. That's what comes with being a YouTuber. Somebody is going to end up posting a photo and saying that that's me. That's not me. So I'm clearing it up once. Don't ask me to clear anything up ever again. And EU is an obsessive person. So she'll forever stay obsessed with me. She'll forever watch my channel. I'm not going to be doing that. I've been stopped watching her channel. I stopped watching her channel when I blocked her. So you don't need to tell me the video she's doing, the shade she's throwing. I don't care. I do me. She's the one in constant competition mode with everybody else. I don't care what they have going on. Okay. So I'm just addressing this once and once for all. Leave me alone. Stop telling me what people say about me. They're always going to talk about me. I'm blunt and girly. I'm popping. Okay. You've seen all the girls using my name for clickbait. You go on their channel. How many views they get on other videos? 100. Oh, and that's another thing that I wanted to address. Okay. Let's address this. Um, so the whole people kept taking my these women are delusional. Like the women in EU space, they honestly think that I create videos to serve them. Okay? Yes, master. They swear that I did an entire video with dialogue all about them. Okay? So there was this one sloth-looking chick. Okay? Let's talk about her. She made a video with my name in it. Mind you, all her other videos, none of their videos, even when these ugly chicks show their face, they don't get any views. That's sad. Personality decline, intellect decline, and face decline. All your other videos get 100 views, but when you put Blunt Girly's name, easily, anyone that puts my name in their videos easily gets 1,000 views. Easily. So that's what this chick did. And she claimed that I made an entire video about her. Delusional. EU was doing that too. She swears that my videos are about her. These narcissists think that I exist for them. So I'm going to say this one time and once for all. My videos are me speaking in general. If the shoe fits, you ugly old raggedy bitch, lace it up and wear it. I don't care. Okay? If you took that personally, that has nothing to do with me. But how I design my videos is I look in general in real life, I observe a large group of people, and then I finally come to a conclusion. That's how I design all of my videos. Some of you guys aren't ish, so I'm probably clocking your tea, and it feels like I'm speaking directly about you when I'm not. I'm actually not. I'm speaking in general. So EU is insecure about being older. Apparently, that's what she's telling me through projection, because I have actually never threw shade at her age before. Honey, I talk in general. And see, that was the most controversial topic. A lot of women, you need to work on your insecurities about getting older, okay? I don't have insecurities with getting older, so I can talk about aging. It doesn't matter. I can clock the certain types of women who are bitter. But even then, I've given so many disclaimers. I gave so many disclaimers. I have said, I'm not talking about all older women. I'm talking about a certain type, because lately I've been clocking older women's tea, right? And some of them be bitter and they be jealous and miserable. I don't know why. Can we guess why EU took that personally? She took that very personally from what I heard. Mind you, I have not watched her videos. People were telling me that when I talk about older women, she thought I was talking about her. Can we guess why when I talk about miserable, bitter, ugly women who are older and fell off, can we guess why she thinks I'm talking about her? Honey, if the shoe fits, lace it up. I actually was not talking about you. Actually, I'll give her a compliment. If that's actually her that people were showing, she looks good for her age. So when I was talking about women falling off, why does she take that personally? Do you feel like you're falling off? Do you feel like you're bitter? Do you feel like you're miserable? Do you feel like you're jealous? See, peep the projection there. No. I'm going to correct you on that, Pookie. People need to stop telling me what to talk about. I talk about everything on my channel. That's y'all insecurities, okay? I'm not going to tiptoe around no topics. I'm going to talk about everything. If you're insecure with aging, you need to deal with that. Because I can talk about aging and getting old and it doesn't bother me because I've accepted reality, okay? Women have got to stop being sensitive around that topic. We are all going to get old. That's something that you have to accept in life. So please, do not project the way you feel towards aging about me. When I talk about certain bitter women, I'm not talking about all. I've said that before. And yes, I'm going to get old, but I won't be that type of old that's jealous and envious of everybody and miserable and insufferable. I'm not going to be that type. So please, ladies, am I talking about you? Stop lacing it up. But anyways, let's get back to this sloth looking chick that did a video about me. And this is also another chick. Hold on. Let me put this on the screen. So one of the sloths in the community that's chopped, she was mad because I blocked her. She's another person that loved my channel. And then all of a sudden I blocked you overnight. Now you're doing this. You're following the lead. EU made a video about me. Now you're trying to do a video about me talking about some surviving blunt girly. Corny and lame. This slow poke thought that I made my entire video about her. And I'm listening to the video, right? I checked out all the stupid videos. I listened to the stupid video. Okay? And she was like, I know for a fact this video is about me. Because, I tend to speak people's realities. If the shoe fit, lace it up. So she just knew in her heart, this video is all about me. I think I was talking about how older women tend to enable younger women to mess up their life. And she was like, I know she's talking about me. And blunt girly, she has her facts wrong. because she's saying that I'm a single baby mama. She's saying that I'm older. I'm not older. I'm not a single baby mom. And she's talking about me. And it's like, she's over here trying to say that I got my facts wrong about her in the video because she swore her delusions and her schizophrenic swore, and it told her that the video was all about her. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, she's like, I am not a single mother and I'm not older. She was like talking against my talking points because she felt like I was talking about her. And I'm like, that's because the video is not all about you. This is why I had to get away from the space, because they lack critical thinking skills. Okay. She couldn't figure out why in the video she swore up and down that that video was all about her. And she couldn't figure out why the details weren't matching with her life. Like certain details. She was like, I'm not fat and I'm not a single mother. Yeah, dummy, because the video was not made only for you. I speak in general. So sometimes my videos be hitting too hard. The people with schizophrenia, they take it too personally. And that's like a schizophrenic symptom. I'm serious. Where they truly believe like conspiracy theories that I made my videos only about them. Slowpokes, and they lack critical thinking skills. Another reason why I'm over groups in general, okay? I'm tired of Chrissy's community. I'm tired of EU's community. It's because they group think. You had all of these chopped women in EU's community talking about, yeah, I didn't like the way she talked about Holly Bailey. I didn't like the way she talked about Blasians. Because I talk about everything on my channel. I don't care if you're white, black, purple, or green. But it's not even just them. Chrissy's little community does that too, where they come on my channel, and if I critique a dark-skinned woman, she just so happened to be dark-skinned, right? Normal people that don't group think, they don't see everything through a skin tone lens, okay? You are brainwashed if you see things like that. I just see videos and I just critique them. I don't care. Like sometimes some of my videos have nothing to do with skin tone, and these people that group think and they're biased and they're in cults, that's all they see. I could give a whole conversation and break down the dialogue that has absolutely nothing to do with race or skin tone. And all they'll see is, why is she doing a video on Holly Bailey? That's all their stupid, slow brains think. And then the dark-skinned women on Chrissy's channel also does that too. It's the bias. They love to bring that over to my channel. So I don't want, like, if you're in a cult, stay in your cult. If you've been brainwashed by another narcissistic woman to group think, stay over there. Don't come to my channel expecting me to obey by your rules. And I can't talk about MLS women, or you can't talk about dark skinned women. No, that's not what we're gonna do on my channel. You guys are controlling. Both sides are very controlling. Okay? They're always like, the brainwashing is sad. Unless I say the video is about skin tone, if I'm critiquing someone, it has nothing to do with their skin tone. Anybody can get critiqued. Now, it might seem like I critique black women more. That's because I'm a black woman. You see how I have to break down common sense they're just illogical. They act like toddlers. These are things that are common sense. I shouldn't have to break this down. So sometimes people will they'll be like, why do you only critique black women? Because I'm black and I'm in black spaces. I don't like, you guys were asking me to talk about Wizard Liz. I don't know about Wizard Liz to talk about her. I don't really follow up with her. So in general, that's another thing. I grew tired of, like right now in my life, I just want to get away from people in their groups. Just leave me alone. Okay. Yes, I've lost a lot of subscribers. Thank God. This is not a bad thing. This is actually a good thing. I want them to get off of my channel. All they do is groupthink. Like one time, I stated the obvious. Let's talk about the Blasian thing that they're crying about. Okay? This is obvious. The less mixed the person looks, the more they're going to say, "Hi guys, I'm mixed. Blasian baddie, Blaxican child." The less mixed they look, the more they're going to announce that they're mixed. This is just a matter of fact. And I said that, and all the Blasians were crying. No, I'm not going to be biased towards your little groups. Okay? Blasians, I don't know why, like, they're crying because they don't want me, these groups don't ever want me to talk about their group. That's not how my channel goes. Okay? Oh, okay. I gotta check out Melody. I gotta check out. I love her so much, so much, so much. Anyways, so yeah, I kept seeing comments like that. They were like, "I don't like her because she critiqued Blasians." First of all, I have nothing against Blasians. Blasians, by the way, I said this last night. When it comes to mixed race people, they are some of the most beautiful mixed race people. They're up there. You guys are beautiful, but I did notice that you guys oh, that's what I was saying. Because Blasians, they have more of that darker phenotype where if you look from a distance, a lot of them kind of can blend in as black unless you look closely and really think about it. I just was saying in the video that a lot of Blasians, they tend to overcompensate and always announce that they're Blasian because the Asian side of their genetics, the black side, it kind of dominates their genetics. I don't even know how to explain it. Okay, that's what I was saying, and that's what they were all mad at. So I just, if you are a part of any groups, I'm making this announcement right now. If you expect me to be biased towards your group and not ever critique anything about your group, get off my channel and unsubscribe from me, please and thank you. I don't mind losing subscribers. I will grow them again. Okay? Please get off of my channel. My worst mistake on YouTube, it really has nothing to do with EU space. It's just groups in general, cults in general, group thinking in general. If I could do YouTube all over again, I would get away from all groups and never associate with them. They're insane. They lack critical thinking skills and they think they're insane. I can't. They would do that too. Her little space would do that too on my channel. The decenter men thing. They wouldn't allow me in that first to ever talk about men. I couldn't ever express as a straight woman things about men. Like, I was talking about dating advice, like I said, and giving tips. I couldn't do that. I was male centered. Go on her channel with that nonsense. That's not how the real world works, okay? Cults do not represent, cult thinking, group thinking does not represent the real world. In the real world, straight women talk about men. End of discussion. So, that's what gave me the most stress on YouTube is the groups. And if I could start my channel from scratch, I will never affiliate with no groups ever again. Ever again. There are some people on YouTube that I love down. And I might name drop them. I don't want to put them in the drama or anything like that. And they're individual people that I have vetted. Okay? So that's just my wave now. Yeah. All right. Oh, that was a lot of talking. Jesus Christ. And yeah. Woo! That was a lot of talking. So basically, long story short, EU space was a space that I think we all were kind of bamboozled. And it just wasn't what it seemed, and it turned crazy, and I had to get away. But I'm the type, yes, I was still on the channel because a lot of these thoughts, I stayed respectful and tried to keep it in. Okay? I never sided with the public, agreed with the public. I tried to remain graceful and respectful. And then I was already like on her channel and stuff like that. So whatever. She was still supporting my channel. I was supporting hers. Whatever. So yeah. Cerise said, good thing you posted a video about covert women. before all of this. Exactly. 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 Yeah. I like that I've been clocked the tea. Okay. I don't even know what else to say. Trying to think, did I miss anything? Huh? Oh. Okay. I don't even know what to say. Let me just go through my notes. You guys just ask questions in the meantime. If I don't have anything to say, I'll probably just wrap up this live stream. Yeah, so somebody said, unfortunately, Chrissy was right all along. So yeah, the thing about that is when I first discovered her channel, none of like everything that you're seeing now with them, like people getting exposed and stuff like that, that was not a concept. Like her channel was just her channel, and we didn't know what anyone looked like or what they had going on. So yeah, I was just too deep already. And I'm not the type to like if I'm already like liking some of what you're saying, I'm not just going to switch with the public, even though I might agree that the public is right. I am just a very loyal. If I support someone, I'm biased towards them. And I feel like that's how everybody should be to keep their friends. You should always, we're not friends outside of the app, but you know what I mean. Just in general, this is like a friend concept that I've noticed that has kept my friendships in my life. You always have to be biased towards your friends. Um, and just not play both sides. So you'll see on the blogs people were like, "Oh, I'm silent. I'm not saying anything." That's why. But then when they start all turning on me, I was like, "Oh, hell no!" Because I was silent for a reason. I was showing way too much grace. Okay. Alexa said, "Did we speak a lot behind the scenes?" No, 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 no. The friendship, it was that people are saying, they what happened was they would always see us on our channels commenting, and I don't know why the public was like, "Oh, they're best friends." No, we've never spoken behind the scenes. I know some girls where they have smaller channels, and I actually consider them my friends because we've actually went back and forth and back and forth behind the scenes. So it was just like a performative thing, and I didn't say anything. I see the whole time I didn't say nothing. Cause I'm like, I mean, whatever. If y'all want to do this parasocial thing and act like we're just the best of friends, I guess. I mean, at the time, I'm like, well, she ain't do nothing to me. She ain't do nothing to me, so I don't really care. I'm just a I don't give a F type of person. If y'all want to roll and act like we're the best of friends, so I kept noticing that pop up a lot. No, yeah, that made me think you two were friends even after that live you did with her. She made it seem like y'all were besties in that video. And that's psychotic because she knows that's not the case. You should at least say, like, we supported each other's channels. Yeah, that would be true. That would be true. And you can see when I kind of pulled back silently because, hold on. I stopped when I was growing tired of her space. I stopped, like, and it was just insane and I was over it. I stopped mentioning her in my videos. So in my older videos, I would mention her a lot, and she would mention me too. Um, or I used to post her a lot on my community tab. I've been stopped that months ago. And I just wanted to like slowly just distance myself quietly, like nobody had to know. Because it was like I stumbled across a community and then I realized like, oh shoot, this is just oops, I made a mistake. You guys, I need to let you guys know that I am not a chronically online person. So everything you're seeing with Blunt Girly is like my first experience being in online spaces. I didn't know that this is how things go. I'm like a baby. I told you guys I am an outdoorsy person. I before my channel, I was not one of those people that would comment on YouTube channels. I wasn't even in YouTube at all. So these are lessons that you're like watching me kind of learn in a way. And then let me address the whole somebody said, how do I even address this nonsense? I mean, these women, they're basic. You can kind of predict what they're gonna say because she also, I can see this girl that said this, she does the Chrissy group thinking thing. You know what I mean? And she was like, well, this is why you shouldn't try to be the token black woman and all this stuff. She was going on about that. And you shouldn't try to have close proximity to mixedness. These people know nothing about me. Okay, so here's a fun fact. I don't like stop projecting what you want. You want proximity to whiteness and mixedness. Okay, I'm in all spaces. Y'all just focused on me being in EU spaces and ignored the thousands of channels that I've supported. Everybody was hyper fixated on me being in her space, but I'm in everybody's space. So she went on about she had that talking point about me that I want to address. Oh, you should never been a token black woman. You're trying to get proximity and you learn your lesson, blah blah. This fallout has nothing to do with mixed people. Okay. So you guys talk like you know me. You don't know anything about me. Okay. I've always had proximity to whiteness. I've always had proximity to mixedness. Fun fact, my little brother is biracial. Okay. I never told you guys that because who cares? I'm not like you guys that you date a white man and can't stop ever talking about white white men, white. I don't do corny stuff like that. But I have mixed people in my family. I grew up with living in the house with white men. What are you talking about? I don't need proximity to any. That's y'all that lived in the hood, and you are focused on proximity to mixedness and whiteness. Stop projecting your feelings onto me. You guys don't know my lifestyle. Okay? A lot of people, I don't tell you anything about me, and you try to fill in the blanks. Okay? That's you put mixedness on a pedestal. I don't do that. My husband is biracial. Okay? I never told you guys that. Never, because that's none of your business. I don't tell you guys details about me because you guys be nosy and all up in people business and you like to just, focus on everything else besides the message in my videos. So what the heck are people talking about? Thank you, Taylor. She said, girl, yes, I would see Blunt Girly everywhere. Yeah, but it's like the blogs just only wanted to highlight that I was on EU's channel. Baby, back then I was nice as hell. I was supporting everybody's channel. I didn't care if you had 2 subscribers. I was right there cheering you on in the comment section. I'm not doing that no more. Now, if you see me on people's channels, I've vetted those people out. Okay? So yeah, I'm just calling out, like just the manipulation that people will do and stuff like that. Yeah, H said, I saw you on Think Before You Sleep's channel once. Yes, I bump into my subscribers everywhere on YouTube. Don't project onto me because y'all are obsessed with mixed spaces or whatever. And yeah, I'll be in like, I'm in black spaces, mixed spaces, Hebrew Israelite, Christian spaces, feminist spaces, red pill space. I'm in every space. You're the one that's hyper focused on skin tone, and that's all you see. And so all you ever can see me in is skin tone based spaces. No, Blunt Girly is in all spaces. Okay? They project. If you notice, a lot of people tend to project in their videos. So, I know. I said I don't address rumors, and I don't. This is not the first like situation controversy with my name in it. It's probably the 25th. Okay? But I do think that every now and then, I think that it's good for me to just, I've had conversations like this before about how I get down. I think it's good to just remind my subs. I think every blue moon, I will definitely post videos reminding you guys about the smear campaign thing and the psychology behind it. Okay? Yeah, I mean, this situation had nothing to do with like mixed people or MLS people or anything like that. It was more so I got away because she just was exhausting, insane, and radical. And it was more so the psychotic part. Okay? This is not a aha, I told you so, honey. I'm constantly surrounded by like everybody in my family, they pretty much date out. So there's a lot of mixed people in my family. And not your definition of mix, okay? Not that delusional 20% stuff. No, I'm talking about 50-50. One parent is white, one parent is black. Okay? That's what I mean by mix. Not the taking the little 10% and really trying to force the mix thing. The reason why I left the space is due to psychotic behavior and delusion. Okay? That's why I left the space. It has nothing to do with she learned her lesson. Um Proximity to mixedness or something like that. Like what the heck? No. It's more so, I mean, I did learn my lesson. Okay, fine. I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson to not associate with crazy people. You say that, that would be an accurate video. Okay? Delusional people. I'm sorry. If you find out that you have 15% of mixture in you and you're trying to force this mixed thing, that's delusional. You do not look mixed. I'm sorry. You probably just look black. Sorry, the public was right. I sat back and I didn't say anything. I have always considered mix to be one non-black parent, the other parent is black. But you know what? I am respectful, right? I let people have their prerogatives. If you want to hate your blackness so much that you're trying so hard to force the mix thing, you do you, Bookie. If you want to bleach your skin, do you, Bookie. Like I never cared about what other people did in their own time, as long as you don't come bothering me. So yeah, exactly, blunt girly. You are spot on with the definition of being mixed. That's exactly why I say I'm black. Hey, I mean that's what I've always thought. I get why that could be up for debate. I do feel like people who are have maybe like 35% of other admixture, yeah, that would probably show up in their phenotype. Okay, I can get that. I have never even took a DNA test. I can't tell you what my mixture is because, quite frankly, I don't care. I'm not fiending to know. Like I'm okay with my blackness. I don't need to find out what level of European that I am as a Black American. I feel like people be doing that. Like, you're Black, you grew up around Black culture, and you don't want to accept it. So you take the DNA test to see the little percentage of Blackness that you can try to finesse. I'm sorry, non-Blackness. You took the DNA test to see the little percent of non-Blackness that you had to try to force the mixing. Okay, I know why some of you guys be taking that DNA test. I'm not against it. It's good to know where you came from, and one day I will take that. But I peep the game on some people. Okay, I just never cared because like I said, see, my dad wasn't in jail. Okay, he grew up raising me and loving me. My dad he's like truly one of the best men that I know ever in my life. Like, I am so grateful to have a good dad. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, and like, my dad is such a good man. It literally sounds like I'm fabricating and lying. I know. So unproblematic. If you want to know his zodiac sign, he was a Capricorn. So shout out to the Capricorns. I like my parents raised me well. Okay? They raised me really well. My dad installed confidence in me. He taught me how to be a woman. See, he didn't decenter me and decided to go to jail. No, he was in my life. And I remember since a very young age, my parents always made me confident in my Blackness. So, I don't really care to get too into the politics, or, okay, just because I'm not super duperty dark, I'm going to try to force the whole, oh, I'm brown skin, I'm light skin. Yeah, I peep the insecurity with that. I peep the insecurity with that. I peep the insecure tactics that Black people do. I do. But I mean, hey, if they liked it, I loved it. It wasn't bothering me. Don't start nothing with me, won't be nothing with me. I'll let you have your little delusions. But yeah, my dad told me from a very young age that I was Black and beautiful. He loved Black women, and he thought Blackness was beautiful, and same as my mom. I know a lot of people can't relate. So yeah. Yeah. Um Yes, Tania's brought up a great point. I never needed any social movements. My family did amazing job with raising me. Yeah, I feel like I've actually never identified myself like under a title of any movement. Like, yeah, I'll be in the space observing it as an outsider, but I never identified myself. I feel like insecure people do that. People who lack identity and self-confidence, they tend to flock to groups and take on their identity in the group. I have my own identity. I know who I am. So I never needed to do that. But yeah, my dad was a great man. Like, I mean, from what I seen, like, I never knew, like, okay, I always knew he was a great man, but it wasn't until I got older and I started hearing everyone else's stories. And y'all fathers be terrorizing y'all. My goodness. Lord have mercy. My dad was so unproblematic. I never seen him run the streets. I never seen him cheat. I never seen him with multiple women. He always had one woman that he loved on, and that's all I've ever seen. He's never, like y'all. Some of y'all fathers be doing questionable stuff for real, beating on you guys, and the rest I cannot even get into. So, I'm gonna be honest. Back then, when I used to come across bad men, I would always think back to my dad, and that's what gave me hope. Like, no, there's still good men out there because look at my dad. I would constantly think that. So that if you're a man in this chat, it's very important for you to set the example for your kids, because my dad is what led me to have better relationships, because he showed me that there's actually good men out there that exist. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. And ironically, like my husband, my man, I'm always talking about him. Imagine being so miserable that you make fun of a woman for being in love with her man. Oh yeah, let's get into that. I'm gonna get into that soon. That's also what I need to address. He kind of mimics the good behaviors that my dad has. Like, I also, with my man, I don't have the issues that people be having that I hear, like the whole running the streets, chasing after women. Like, he's a very, like, I always know where he's at. He's unproblematic. He doesn't give me any issues. So I just wanted women to know, like, there's men out there that exist. You just have to find, like, that exist like that. You have to find them. A lot of women, where they go wrong is you guys all be dating the same type of problematic man. I be seeing what y'all be doing. Like, there's men out there that will just sit down and not give you any issues at all. I know that sounds like it's very hard to believe. I know. Oh, so getting back to that, yeah. So this is another thing. Like, I'm going to start getting away from miserable people. How do you make fun of somebody for having a bond with their man? You can't make this up. Like, you're so insufferable. I'm sorry, EU, that your man was back there jacking off to Ebony's on OnlyFans. Well, honey, my man talks to me, okay, about everything. And apparently, according to what my sub said, I think I was talking about cooking with Kaya, and I said that my man, she this is what I mean. She lies a lot and fabricates things, okay? You can literally watch my videos and what she's saying will be debunked. Okay? So here's the thing. She said that he gossips about cooking with Kaya, all because I did a whole video about cooking with Kaya, and then I had put my man, even he said when he was why does the topic of age always trigger these miserable women? So my man said when he was younger, what did he say? It would be older women saying that that men will f anything, or something like that. He said nothing about the cooking with Kaya topic. And it's like she got triggered for two reasons. You got triggered because you're insecure about aging. Okay. Every time I talk about aging, why do you feel like I'm talking directly about you? And then number two, you got triggered because you've never bonded with your man. Your man never centered you. He never had conversations with you. Your man was an incel that was obsessed with OnlyFans models that didn't look like you. Well, sorry, Buki. My man centers me in all my silly little conversations. Are you mad? So, yeah. It, Sprinkle said, it's really not clocking to her, is it? Stop. I'm obsessed with the Justin Bieber meme right now. Wait, what? How did it go? It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking. Wait, please, can somebody comment it, please? I love it. I love a good paparazzi crash out. I like crash outs. Like, every now and then, crash outs are, I like crash outs. It's not clocking to you. Hold on, let me see. You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it? Yeah, it don't be clocking to them. That's how I felt in the with EU or just people in general. It don't be clocking. You gotta be a miserable person to get mad and think that you're throwing shots at somebody for bonding with their man. Yes, my man centers me and all of my girly little conversations. Are you mad because your man was centering Ebony Coochie? My man, my man, my man, my man, my man, my man. Does it trigger you? Is it not clocking to you? I'm sorry, my man don't censor OnlyFans models. That's why you bro. I checked out the Decensoring Men series. Every freaking episode, the bitch was projecting. How many times you gonna bring up that men be on OnlyFans? And I'm not going to air people's business out behind the paywall, but you know, it was confirmed that her man was indeed on OnlyFans. And that's why in her decensor men content, that's all she ever talk about that men do. You see how women go through one bad experience with men and then they hang on to that forever like little children, no critical thinking skills or nothing, but she didn't have a good example for her from her father. Okay? Yes. Yes. The decenter men thing, everything that she talk about, she's talking about what her man put her through. Believe me on this. One thing that I said, I don't speak hypothetically. I speak on what I know for a fact. It is a total projection. Sweetheart, that's just one person. Yes, Nadia, clock that T, Nadia. She constantly complains about men watching porn. Oops, I don't think I can say that word. Oh, I've watched the Decenter Men series. I've checked it out. I have. That's how I know about it. I don't speak on topics I don't know. I've thoroughly watched a lot of those videos, and it's repetitive as hell. That's why in the beginning, if you scroll down, EU was on some red pill energy because she was married. And all that decenter men content is miserable projection. Ever since her husband decentered her in a bedroom and divorced her, she's been nonstop with that decenter men stuff. That is why I clock T accurately. You're only decentering men because men have never censored you. Okay? You didn't start that stuff up until you got divorced. You come online and you project your miserable life onto everybody all day, every day, and I'm clocking that T. I'm clocking that T. You use your YouTube channel like a personal diary. Every video, I watch a lot of those videos. Every video is about guys cheating with OnlyFans models. And if you listen to her story, that's what she said that her man did. That's why I keep rubbing it in her face. You mad because my man censors me? You mad? Oh yeah, I'm EU's final boss. See, you tried to torment these other girls and they folded. I'm your final boss. I'm your worst nightmare. You will forever show up on my channel. Forever. I will torment you and taunt you. I'm the final boss. She really mad her man spending on 304s and not her. She's obsessed with 304s. Yes, EU literally dragged me because I had a question as to why she considered herself light skinned if she bleached. Blocked. That's all she would say is he's going to be watching porn and jacking off while he's married to you. Because that's what her husband was doing, y'all. I told y'all, when I speak from facts. I don't just be making up stuff like what she do. She do that. That's her thing. When I speak, trust me on this. I don't want to say too much, but that is true. She always talking about how men are obsessed with video games and corn. Girl, that was your incel husband. My man has I never seen my man. You triggered? Where your man at? She's talking about, well, why does she call her man? Where's your man? He left you? He's probably sleeping with an Ebony now. Anyways, where was I at? Hold on, wait, where was I? What was I gonna say? Oh, she's constantly like projecting, and because her man was back there neglecting her. And yeah, I heard her story. I heard her story. She said her man was playing video games. Okay, this is her story. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. F it, I don't care. She said her man he would be playing video games, neglecting her while she had to take care of the house or whoop-de-doo. She was saying stuff like that in her story about, her divorce, right? And so yeah, her man decentered her. He decentered everything about you. He didn't want to be bothered. He was escaping. People play video games as escapism. He was trying to escape you. So actually, with my Buki, I've never seen him play video games. So you see how she gets online and acts like all men do this, but that was just her incel man that did that. Clock that, T. I ain't never seen my man play video games. I've never seen that before. He's a grown man. I know that cat was trash if your man would rather play games instead of hunch. I've never heard of this. Can we clock that, T? I don't want to say too much, but that's true. Okay? That is absolutely true. I am the center of my boo's universe. He can't keep his hands off of me. Grown men don't do that. You guys experience one little boy and then give up. You're weak. Yeah, clock that T. In the picture, she looked more happy about the engagement with him. Exactly. That was when she was. What did I just say? What did I just say? Women are more of a pleasure to be around when they have a man loving on them at least. I'm sure at one point he probably loved her. It looked like they had got engaged. And then he quickly got tired of her and decentered her. And then she became miserable and insufferable and comes to the internet and projects her misery onto everybody. Talking about, this is what she wanted. Black girlie doesn't want the smoke. We'd stay 10 toes down. Nope, now I'm about to torment you and verbally abuse you as long as I'm on YouTube. You don't mess with the quiet people. I'm quiet for a reason. I'm trying to spare you. So any chance that I get, I'm letting you guys know right now. Any chance that I get, I'm tormenting this girl. Okay? I'm the final boss. I'm the final boss. I'm letting you guys know I'm going to verbally abuse this girl. I am. I'm going to break her down psychologically. Not every upload, but every now and then I'm going to break her down. See, it takes a person like me. Y'all are too nice and professional when you guys respond to her. I will go to hell with my response. I will go to hell. Honey, I don't care. Black girlie. Yeah, I'm going to read it. Ready? Ready? I love doing the voice. Black girlie doesn't want the smoke. Black girlie, she doesn't want the smoke. You're a nerd. You're a lame. Now I'm going to bully you. I bully people back. You don't bully me. I'm going to bully your entire community. Trust me. Your entire community will be featured on my channel. I don't care if my channel gets shut down. See, I got a man in my life. See, I don't gotta go as hard as you. You have to build a business because ain't no man finna take care of you. They've all decentered you. You should have kept that beef with those other chicks. Honey, I go to hell with my beef. Live stream again. And what? And no shame in my game either. You should have played it safe. Like you always been doing. Nerd. Look, they're calling you a nerd in the chat. I'm gonna bully this girl. I will forever roast her. You guys, tell me why I was thinking about, I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna do this right after I get off the live stream. I'm gonna put all her outfits together and give her a fashion review on my channel. They over there saying I'm mean, I'm the villain. I'm gonna show you who's mean and who's the villain. I'm gonna show you. Please do, please. Yeah. And they'll make fun of me for being on live for 3 hours. I don't care. See, words don't hurt me. Okay? I don't care. Yeah, I'm gonna show them mean. You guys thought I was mean for talking about Holly and all of your MLS women. I'm gonna show you who's mean and who's a bully. Okay? She will forever be verbally abused on my channel. I'm letting you guys know right now. Don't take it personal what I say about her. She got what she was looking for. Congrats. Yeah, I blocked her, but they can still see my channel. So she's I think she's in this live stream. She's obsessing over me. Okay? I tried to take the high road and ignore her, but if I got to give something attention, I'm going straight to hell. I don't care if my channel gets shut down. I don't care. EU is a 40-year-old woman who gets validation from random self-hating black women. Why are we deleting her IG name when BG literally posted? Oh, okay. So, okay, guys, you can't say her name. I actually have it filtered. So I have her name in my filtered list as blocked. So it automatically blocks it when you guys say her full name. So just say EU. She censors dark-skinned black women. She's obsessed. The thing is, how you doing decenter men when you are the most obsessive person ever? You can't make this up. She makes Scorpios look very bad. I'm not gonna lie, y'all are taking L's right now because it says that Scorpios are obsessive. She makes your sign look awful. And I know all Scorpios do not act like this because my boo is a Scorpio and he acts nothing like this, but my God, y'all are taking L's. She's really living up to like the and it also says Scorpios are very vengeful. Man, she makes y'all look bad. So every chance I get, I'm not going to do it all the time, but I'll forever mock her and make fun of her and break this girl down. F her. Ah, Lauren! Wait a minute. You're messy. She said she's not really a Scorpio because, baby, I'm a freak. And EU is so radical about intercourse. Yo, she sounds like she's boring as F in the bedroom. Oh my God, we have to clock that T. Did I clock that yesterday? Wait, did I say that already in my? Oh yeah, I think I already did say that in my decenterment. Every time she talks about intercourse, I'm like, you must be fun at parties. You're so annoying. Like, she's boring in the bedroom. I didn't that didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, you're supposed to be a Scorpio. She's always complaining about like guys being too rough. Like, you're freaking boring, bro. That's why you're a man. I see why he had to go. He had to run to Ebony's online. And I see why he was playing video games instead of censoring you. And then I think I said this in my video already. Okay. She goes, one of her little decenter men things that she does, because she's not self-aware to know that the men that you're referring to they're not interested in you. That's why they're doing all of this. Okay. I'm sorry, Buki. I know, Buki. He's not interested in you. So she'll go on her little rant about how men are bad in the bedroom. I'm like, bro, you have no self-awareness. I held back so much. I held my tongue so much. You have, bro, EU, they're bad with you. Okay? They're bad with you. She would go on about how women don't typically get their orgasm, and they like to just get theirs and roll over. She comes online and always she doesn't. Is it clocking to you? Is it not clocking to you, EU? Some guys might just be bad, right? But a lot of the times, I've actually heard men say this. If they don't like you, if they look at you as like, you're annoying, if you're insufferable, sometimes if you're unattractive, like fat women tend to experience this. Yeah, they just want to quickly get theirs and they're not interested in pleasing you, babe. I'm sorry to be the one to say it. And that's why she got into it. She stopped liking my channel because I would clock these things and she would think I'm speaking about her, you know, because when she goes on about that all men suck in the bedroom, baby, I can't relate at all. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. And I know that it's hard for women to reach climax through intercourse, but I'm saying like you can climax in other ways, like, with head and stuff like that. That's what I mean. So that's what I mean. Like he gonna find a way to make you do that. That's what I'm trying to say. If he really likes you, he will find a way to try to make you do that. She's always talking about older women being jealous, but she's quite literally that exactly. If that was my plight, you couldn't waterboard that information out of me, let alone tell the internet. It's so embarrassing when men do this. Men do this too, where they'll go, "Oh, her cat was dry." And I'm like, you probably shouldn't say that out loud because that reflects you. That reflects you. Sometimes it does. When men go, "Oh, her cat," yeah, that means you're not getting it wet. My God, it don't be clocking to these people. They really be thinking they ate. No, you should have kept that one in. Some you guys are saying this is getting freaky. People have got to stop doing that. Please. You insulting someone in the bedroom, a lot of the times it reflects you. Men actually they do it more. Growing up, I heard men do this more. And every single time I would see the memes, "Oh, she was dry. She's not turned on by you." God, it just don't be clocking to these people. Wait, I need to put the Justin Bieber meme. Ah! Bro. Not the commenter saying, let me do the voice. You ready? You see, when you have pretty privilege with men, all this privilege, you can't even get a nut. out of men. You can't even get a nut out of men and you have all this privilege. Please, Jesus, help it. All the pretty privilege, what have men ever done for you? They can't even give you a nut. Your man doesn't even, your ex, he's censoring video games and censoring you. It's still not clicking to her. It's not clocking. It's not registering. And you guys, I know they're gonna write me off as I'm angry right now. Guys, this is my personality. I don't know what it is. I get hella passionate. I'm actually not angry. It's like when I get really into conversations, I get loud. I'm sorry, I fit that stereotype. The loud black woman, that is me. You would think that I was angry. It's kind of like when Jamaicans get together and talk and they sound like they're arguing sometimes, but it's like, no, that's just how they talk. That's how I am. I'm just a loud black woman, okay? I am not mad. Please do not mistake me as being mad. Oh, hello? Can you hear me? Wait, can you guys hear me? The reason why I did not respond is because I know how unhinged I can get. That's why I wasn't responding. Black girlie doesn't want the smoke. Shut up. Wait, wait. You guys can't hear me? You said it's choppy. Let me see. Hold on. Let me switch the mic. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Testing, testing, testing. No! Hello! Hello? Please say it ain't so. Hello, hello. Okay, testing, testing, testing. Are we here? Can you guys hear me clearly? What? Not EU hacked the stream. Yeah, I was clocking too much tea. The conversation was getting too juicy. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm back, right? I'm back. I had to take out my microphone. Are we back? Am I clear? Hello? Not BG, don't crash out. I know. Why do I always be crashing out? No! Can you guys hear me? Not don't cry. Okay, I don't know what to do. My microphone. Hello? Hello? Is it good? Is it good? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna end this. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on. Okay, bye guys.